do your thing. This is how you do it.
I pressed.
I mean, I don't know how. You're all on the left. We're on the right. It's not even. Don't even look good.
Hey, we're live. Welcome to TEE TV, everybody. Today is the slightly late Halloween special. Welcome.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes, I realize that it is November. So,
Is it though? Time is relative.
Hey, you beat The Simpsons.
oh yeah. Well, look, I haven't paid attention to The Simpsons in probably going on 20 years now.
Well, to quote Dave Chappelle as Leonard Bixby on the Chappelle Show, "Boogity boogity, nigger, boogity boogity."
What? And while Dave, how did you hold it? Let's talk about restraint. Speaking about what we were speaking about prior to the show and not on the show. Talk about restraint. How did you restrain that sip in your mouth, Damian?
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I'm lost.
Okay. Look, it's a callback to when Dave Chappelle played this black guy who was blind and was a white supremacist.
Oh, I know that one.
Yeah,
It's
I
one of the
figured
only
that's
bits.
who you were talking about.
I think the first sketch of the entire show.
And
I
and
think.
that's when
Well, pretty
he
close
was
to.
he was driving down the street, you know what I'm saying, and he said and he heard somebody playing rap music, and he thought with black kids, and these two white kids, and that's when he was just asking,
He just
boogity boogity,
turned
nigger, boogity boogity.
As soon as you said, "Oh, rap music," and then I remembered what you said. You killed me, you piece of shit. And I was just getting healthy, which brings me to Stone. Jesus, Christmas is this. I said I had this hilarious bit. You know, do you appreciate that chiseled, smooth body that you have? Do you often feel your firmness and your ripples moving your fingers through the abdominal muscles? Do you? Because do you? Let me ask, do you?
It's not as involved as all of that. I'll say.
You better. You better. You should. I'm gonna make you a little more comfortable. You should. Because were you a fat little boy? Were you?
I was more what you would call stocky because I was.
Oh, so you were
short.
not always Mr. Clean.
No, I was really short and compact. So it was often called stocky more than anything. As I got.
Oh,
a
so
little
you
older.
didn't have these smooth grooves.
Not quite. I was still on my way.
Smooth grooves. Well, I did. I had the Brad Pitt 8-pack as a fucking 10-year-old, as an 8-year-old. I was built from birth, okay? I'm surprised
Like
I
little Hercules or whatever they called them.
Sure.
Okay, all right. Hold on. Hold the phone. I'm going to call bullshit on that.
No, if I even still talk to my mother, there's pictures that exist of me as a child with full washboard abs, fucking looking like a fucking macho man. And I'm talking Bruce Lee style. We're not talking Hulk Hogan. I'm talking Bruce Lee level looking fitness. But then I turned into a fat little fuck because she started feeding me fucking the outrageous cake from, I think it was Bennigan's or Fridays or one of those fucking shenanigans. One of those chains, right? And she would feed me constantly, and an outrageous cake was literally, it was like 4 fucking scoops of ice cream, 5 chocolate bars, an entire chocolate cake, more ice cream, more chocolate bars, bananas. It's like a fucking
Elvis
trough.
diet. It's the Elvis diet.
It's meant for a family, and she would, like,
Meant for
while
Elvis.
working there, serve that to me multiple times a day for myself. And then I'm eating whole pizzas, and like she was just shoving fucking food down my throat, literally telling me that I was too fucking that I was too thin, that I was just all fucking skin and bones, but it was skin and muscle. That bitch just intentionally tried to ruin me. Okay, do you want horror today? You want horror?
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you the horror. Listen, so I was a perfect specimen. Then I became a fat pig. And then I spent many, many years in sin and sloth and gluttony.
You know what? I'm sorry, go ahead.
And now that I'm returning, I can start to feel the ab muscles. And that's when I started thinking about you. Now I could feel the grooves again. I could feel, and it reminded me of being a boy and touching my child self, the smooth grooves
This is
of my child self.
This
And it
does not
reminds
sound
me
right.
of who I was as a human being. And it really, it's like a magical experience. And Stone, it made me think of you and how you should appreciate your smooth grooves. And you should touch those smooth grooves more often and get in touch with. But you said you were a fat kid, so, you know. But whatever led you out of fat into this body.
I was actually going to tell you, because it was actually quite the reverse when it came to my mom. My mom was always pretty permissive when it came to, you know, my eating habits overall. She really didn't curtail those situations too much. I think the concern, the fear came in when I don't know, my mom just kind of had this vision. You know, no one could, there was no category, there was no term for it at that point and everything like that. But my mom could see with Nintendo coming out and Super Mario Brothers and Mike Tyson's Punch Out and so on and so forth coming out, she was starting to see a trend happening, you know, of me being more at home, more in my room, more on the game, a lot less outside and everything like that. And she just became concerned. And the moment that somebody around the neighborhood, one of the parents was like, they were organizing for some of the kids to come and, you know, and play baseball, you know what I'm saying, say baseball for the, you know what I'm saying, the league, the little, up, you know what I'm saying, up the way. And my mom was like, yeah, you're going to do that. And of course I've let my mom know. I'm like, well, but Mom, I don't even like baseball. Like, you can, you know what I'm saying, you can play sports, you'll be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. Took me to the store, got me a glove, got me, you know what I'm saying, got me shoes, got me a hat, sent me out there to go ahead and do the tryouts. And yeah, you know what I'm saying, one ground pop-up and line drive later, you know what I'm saying, I'm on a team, one of the only black kids, you know what I'm saying, on the whole entire team, including a Korean kid whose name was Bjorn. Confused the fucking shit out of me.
Now, everyone ignore the part of the story that, of course, Stone was a terrible baseball player, but it does not make the story any less heartwarming. It's still a triumph of will story.
Trust me.
Yes.
Every time I think about Jane's addictions being caught stealing, I think about my time as a Little League baseball player. I love
every time that ball dinged you right in the forehead. It was still a moment of empowerment, I say.
Oh,
something to strive for.
Yogi Berra over here. It ain't over till it's over. You know what I'm saying? Only the Italians are great baseball players.
Are they, though? I can't imagine. Not with their little T-Rex arms and fucking stocky bodies and short legs.
So,
Actually, I don't know. I have very, very long legs.
Well, I mean, that was Joe DiMaggio. I mean, he was fucking Italian. He had to be. I mean, a name like DiMaggio, the guy's got to be Italian. Right?
Yeah, he might have been Korean.
I don't know.
He was Korean named Bjorn.
Might have been an interloper.
That'll always confuse me. I'll never understand how, you know, how a clearly Asian kid name was Bjorn. I'm like, yeah, wow, that's. Whew. Yeah, I mean, to be like an 8-9-year-old kid. I mean, to learn something like that. I'm like, wow, okay, that was new on me. Now that I was big on Korean names, but I felt like Bjorn was definitely more of a you know, European, you know what I'm saying, you know, Euro trash type. Let me stop. See, Sunday mornings, I don't know, we might not want to do these on Sunday mornings. I'm just saying.
Get a little saucy on Sundays.
You know how it goes, man. You know how that fucking shit goes. Everybody else is easy like Lionel Richie. You know what I'm saying? I'm like Sunday, bloody Sunday. That's how I am. Shit.
Think about massacres and all that good stuff.
Yeah, there is something about the quiet of a Sunday that makes one want to rage. But you know what else is nice in the quiet of a Sunday?
Ooh, what?
The violence of football, the violence of mindless football.
Some great and wonderful clips from our Halloween special that we did, which did air. To anybody who wonders if we had missed it, no, you missed it. It aired secretively at 11:55 p.m. on Halloween, and it was only up for like, 8-9 hours? When did you get it down, Damian? Whenever Damian woke up or got home, home, right? That's how your world works.
I can't even remember, but it wasn't long. Yeah, it wasn't
up long, but it does exist, which, by the way, if you can download that and send it to me, that'd be great. So there is a Secret Night Creeps Halloween special out there where we played in full about an hour of this big special we've done, this International Rangoon TEE TV Night Creeps crossover special.
Where all our shows are secret shows.
Yeah, well, it did happen, but yeah. Anyway, I'm still working on the rest of it because it's now become more than it was. It was supposed to just be really silly and stupid, but I'm taking too much time making it look nice. I guess I can't help myself. I can't help myself.
You guys hardly see this.
Was that your Halloween costume this year?
That's a little guy being spin for Halloween.
Are you sure that's not you?
If that had turned out to be you, I may have died. But that's awesome.
I wished you everything that was you.
Yeah, he was. He definitely knows his poses. Let me see if I can get this one. Got him. Okay. He definitely knows his poses.
That is a good pose, I'll say. But I've already said smooth curves on my child self. I can't be like, that boy is definitely doing a wonderful pose.
You didn't have to bring that back in.
No, but I'm just saying, it was such a good pose. I'm trying to compliment his pose, but I can't because of where I just was. But it's that good of a pose, I have to say, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, he definitely knows that. He definitely is good on the choreography for 3 years old. I'll definitely tell you that.
I mean, is this his first Halloween or no?
No, he was Gizmo last year.
Oh, so last year was his first Halloween.
Oh, God damn it! Now that I want to fucking see, but I don't have time for that. You got it right there. Hurry up!
The only reason why I ask is
you piece of shit, Charles.
The only reason why I ask is because it reminds me of my first Halloween, where I also dressed up as Spider-Man for my first Halloween, which I thought was. Which I think is kind of cool. Yeah.
No, yeah, he. I would have did that, but he reminded me so much of Gizmo, man. I just wanted to.
Now, who's Gizmo again?
Oh my God, seriously, bro?
For you piece of shit. You're a double piece of shit. One for holding up this, but it does give a good segue into starting. Two for not knowing what a gizmo is. Just hold it by your mic.
Gizmo. Your green screen is feeding into your phone. I'm trying to make it out. Gizmo.
Adorable. Now, speaking of adorable, do you know what else is adorable?
Yeah, I don't recognize that.
Gizmo, man. Gremlins. Gizmo.
You fucking dumb, Charles.
Gremlins.
I'm going to kill you, Charles.
Okay. Look, I've only seen Gremlins once. Once. That's it.
Me too, but it's such a pop culture thing.
And it was 25 years ago when I saw it.
Me too.
Come on, man. That's a Christmas classic right there.
I now have 29 minutes.
For weirdos like me, that's like a Christmas classic, man.
I wasn't even that impressed by Gremlins.
Impressed?
Who gives a fuck? Fuck this. We got shit to do. Tim's gonna blow a gasket.
I'm already losing. I've already lost the segue from it's adorable. Blah blah blah. Jesus Christ! I can't find another segue. I got 28 minutes now until I have to leave.
Run it right now. Run it right now.
Well, speaking of that adorable gizmo, you know what else is adorable?
This clip.
These kitty cats. These kitty cats are adorable. This is the bad way to look at it. Let's do it this way for this part. We could talk over this parts of the clips, but when we play the official clip, we can't. But these cats are so adorable. Let's just look at them briefly.
How old is this? It's like come out.
You do really. I mean, God, you do realize we I keep forgetting sometimes that we have cat people. We host with cat people sometimes.
Yes, I'm a cat person. Big whoop.
And being cat people, this is how we had to start the big special. This is the very start.
The film you are about to see represents a significant breakthrough in the advancing science of the motion picture. For years, the industrial film has been plagued by the always difficult, sometimes impossible to explain costs of original creative thinking in script preparation, photography, and editing. Now, at last, we are pleased to announce the elimination of these unnecessary irritants through the utilization of a hard-hitting, versatile, and all-encompassing film document, the first truly all-purpose film. When viewing this film, please keep your company name and your product in mind. You are about to witness history in the making.
Now I'll say it goes on like this for a bit. This is a good 10-minute ding. It's very lovely. You'll see it. You saw it on the special if you call it the Night Creep special, but you'll see it in full. It goes on. It's wonderful. It's got a lot of this stuff in it. It's very long. It's got a lot of that in it.
A lot of that.
But this is all part. Look, it's a trick. It's a trick or treat. You know, this is the trick part of the trick or treat.
I'm chairman of the board.
And then here, it goes from this into these credits and then into the special. So we'll watch a little bit of the trick. Okay, we'll watch a little bit of the trick.
Like your company president here,
Dedicated their lives
Okay, that guy's
to humanity.
handsome.
And whose contributions to
That's
the
a
betterment
real
of
mugshot.
mankind will never
From
be
the Battle
forgotten.
of York, where I was a hero to America and also a villain at once. Sorry about that.
In a bittersweet memory of our Civil War, where I called you Janine Garofalo.
I'll wear that as a badge of honor. In name only, Night Creeps. By design. As you see, Stone, we talked about, we went with the Stone Williams. That's what you were saying, so that's what I just went with in lieu of.
No problem. at
In
all.
lieu of a final word. Hey, I know that guy, kind of. Hey,
All right,
look.
boys,
Oh,
thanks
man.
for work.
You ready there, Popeye?
You heard him, guys. Let's get going.
You ready, Grindel?
Non-confrontational. Do you guys not understand that?
Italian?
Oh shit, I'm up first. Oh, it's not fair.
So are we starting from the beginning?
That's right.
Who's going to read for Luke?
Well, actually, anyone doesn't we could, but Damian, if you want, I can kind of read the narration to give you an idea because there's actually a lot of Italian you've got to read in this. I'm writing
Yeah,
this. I'm
because
like, oh my God, he's gonna
honestly,
hate
I
it.
was just gonna try to do it like Brad Pitt in *Inglourious Basterds*. Just,
How's that?
I mean,
just like arrivederci.
a live read through wouldn't be the worst of
The
ideas,
guy is clearly not Italian.
right?
Definitely not that. What you said, David.
Two souls wander without a compass, chasing the ghosts of the past and the whispers of the modern day. Friends? Enemies? Who can say when the moon sets and reality dissolves? There among the shadows lies a buried secret, forgotten like a fleeting nightmare. But tonight, that secret will awaken. Prepare for a night of terror, laughter, and madness. Because this is Night Creeps.
You know, that could actually kind of work, like having the duel, like having them lay it over each other. Having
Yeah,
them,
I think that would be cool because that way you also will miss all the mispronunciations in Italian.
Yeah.
well, that too, yeah.
Oh, okay. Then if that was the read, then fine. It goes right from that into the next scene, which is this song playing while Luke and I are sitting in a car driving, and the credits
Now,
will be rolling
we'll
and shit like
skip
that.
this
and this
song
will play
because
I'm not even
In a
in here
moment.
for a while, man.
I like that part. I like how, and then I like the dancing here and Kish's. This is one of my favorite parts with Kish. It's coming up in a second, I guess. But
guys in a car who don't know it yet, but are about to be abducted by the
I can mute that for a second. Oh,
next year.
while he's
Well, at least
dancing.
one of them will be doing the weird sex stuff. The other will be muddling potatoes and tomatoes. Friends will come.
See, I can't stop looking at the Richard Kish. I just can't stop.
Heroes will never
Anyway.
be found.
It goes on. We enact the
Trying to
scenes
focus on what
where
we're about.
Richard Kish plays Luke. Oh, there's caught you dancing, Damian. Caught you dancing a couple times. To wait for the full thing. So we go on with this scene.
It takes two to tango, but you can't.
You know, we break
rely
a little
on to
bit.
write your own real responses to these things,
And we do the whole two
clearly
scenes,
writing
as you
into a
guys
script
remember,
about you.
without Luke.
I have a tiny Asian PP.
Fuck this goddamn conversation for the
Luke,
10,000th
what a tiny
time in its
Asian
ass.
pee-pee.
You really are fucking Lucy with the football.
Yeah, so
Until our ride gets here.
And then, then this happens.
Can't let them out of our sight for a second. That's when they get you.
At some
They
point.
who?
The killers in the movie. That's when they use their teleporting powers. Just shut up and call the Uber already.
You don't call an Uber, you...
Just get us the fucking ride out of here.
All right, and now it's a long, drawn-out, moody scene. This
Oh, no.
cocksucker.
The timing, my God.
I have the worst timing, as they say.
We literally just finished.
What's happening?
I just did a killer you, Luke. I just killed your role, so we don't need you anymore.
All right.
You just
So back to one, I guess.
are we going?
Yeah, start again.
Are we fucking going back to one? You fat piece of shit, Luke.
I don't know. Where's
Are you
where's
going to
this-
read your lines? Kish just read 7 pages of your lines. It can go through. It'll be pretty fast. It'll be fine. Are you going to read? Are you here to read? Are you here to work? Or are you just here to jerk? What are you
where's
here for?
where's the script?
Fuck?
They already got
Where's
me
the
tabbed to do
script?
the road show. Jesus Christ.
I'll send it to you right now, but you didn't answer my question.
Yes, I want to try to work. I want to try to do some stuff right now. Okay.
That works for me. Fuck it, that works for me. Back to
You have no idea. Like, literally the second we finished your line.
Docking your pay.
now we get to hear Jim talking Italian again. Oh boy.
All right, so did we get the answer? Luke is here to work, right?
Yes.
He's done with his gam.
Shit, I don't like that. Yes. All right.
Kind of more like a yes than a yes.
Yeah.
All right. Back to. Did I send you the script yet? You queen.
I don't think so.
Ooh.
Cocksucker. It's in.
Just because I have a cock on my lap doesn't mean I suck it.
Now, all right, everybody.
all
Back
have
to the
cocks on our
top,
laps.
everybody. Back to the
You cut
top.
balls, though.
The hell's that supposed to mean?
Sorry, that's
Always
another of my
football.
favorite parts.
Send it to you now,
Richard
Luke.
Kiss
It's in your butt.
was really, he was
Open
a
it up,
wonderful,
spread it open.
wonderful
Get in there, hurry up.
performer.
Don't fuck
And
around.
also-
Don't fuck around. You better play you better than
The
Kiss
anchor
did.
in my
Right?
side,
Catch
the
up to where
thorn
we
in my
were.
side.
Us boys
did
were
a
just
great
about to
job.
get to their
I
scene.
did
Like
a
he's been
superlative.
wonderful. Look at all this. This is wonderful stuff.
I have a tiny Asian peepee.
I have a small Asian dick.
But
Great.
All right, are you ready, Luke? Are you ready?
Also been
They're
a thorn
waiting.
in my side in this
I-
editing
2.5
process because
hours
his
now. Are you ready,
laughter
Luke? Are you
was
ready?
infectious.
They got me to
And
sunken
you'd
place.
always
Wait, no.
so much laughter.
right, is everybody
that I
ready?
have to edit all that out.
Maybe.
So there's
Charles, crack that
it's
whip.
good time.
Yeah.
Time.
Mama say,
Time.
Let's go,
So
boys.
it goes from this,
2.5
like I
hours
said,
late in
this
the
was
middle
the
of us
trick.
already doing
Well, you laughing at me?
This
Damon?
was
a bunch of
not
other people
the actual
performing the Night
special.
Creeps Halloween special.
Because
and he's
now
still
it's
saying
going to be
maybe.
time
Ooh, shit.
Yeah.
for the treat.
Watch out.
Okay.
Is Luke ready?
Yes.
You guys ready to start? All right, I'm going to do it.
Okay,
I'm going
well,
to do it.
with that voice, it sounds like Luke might play.
And I'm only going to
driver.
play the opening because I know
Okay.
Damian's
No,
going to
I
want
think
me to.
maybe
This
it's-
is
no,
not the
maybe
clip
it's
I'm going
someone
to
else.
play.
I have
But I
a
can't.
tiny
I can't be
Asian
here
peepee.
All right,
without
I'll do it.
playing
I'll do it. 3, 2, 1.
this
then
next
start,
part for
okay?
Damian.
This is going great.
Go.
3, 2, 1.
Well, obviously that's where it ends, and these are in parts. So this part here, 3, 2, 1. The real special is what this is. I'll shut up now.
In the shadows of the night, two souls wander without a compass, chasing the ghosts of the past and the whispers of a mocking fate. Friends, enemies, who can say when the moon sets and reality dissolves? There, among the shadows, lies a buried secret, forgotten like a fleeting nightmare. But tonight, that secret will awaken. Prepare for a night of terror, laughter, and madness. Because this is Night Creeps.
This is a 1980s pop song about two guys in a car who don't know it yet, but are about to be abducted by the Illuminati and sex trafficked for the next year. Well, at least one of them will be doing the weird sex stuff. The other will be bottling potatoes and tomatoes. Friends will come and go. Ghosts will haunt and hunt. Heroes will never be found. We can't escape ourselves. We're just actors in a passion play, stuck with a third-rate script. Three people get their heads cut off by a guy named Three. Saws, you know, like the rapper. Two chicks. There's also a weird tranny Uber driver. It's a pretty dumb story, really. Spoiler alert.
Can you turn that shit off, please, Jim? I'm trying to focus on what we're about.
Okay, that's all we're going to look at from the special, except for the big clip, which, due to time, I would have taken a moment. I should have left my seat.
I'm pretty sure.
Damn it.
I would have taken a moment to do a little making hay, but I'm out of moments, and the clip is 11 minutes long, and I have 14 left. So, nice to see you, though, Damian. How are you?
Good.
Yeah, so that was just the opening credits. Here's the exclusive, not seen during the Halloween special clip. Okay. Killers throw open the doors, revealing a dimly lit interior filled with odd props and decorations that seem to suggest a most unfun time for the Night Creeps.
Welcome to our little slice of paradise, boys.
This is insane and illegal. You can't do this.
Yeah, I'm not into whatever Epstein Island shit you're trying to pull here. Unhand us now, you scoundrels, or else we'll be forced to react. You won't like us when we react.
Oh, but that's exactly what makes you two perfect for our shore.
You think this is a show? You're just a gaggle of fruitcakes with delusions of grandeur.
Hey, that was supposed to be my line.
Yeah, but you put my name on it.
It was a typo. Now let me read the line.
And all of this is a typo too?
Fuck off, just let me read the line.
I don't... Fine. Go right ahead. You've already interrupted the flow.
This is the flow. No. We are the flow.
Are we?
Yeah, something Dumbo's magic feather. You'll see.
Whatever, just do the line already.
You think this is a show? You're just a gaggle of fruitcakes with delusions of grandeur.
Yeah!
Oh, we're much more than that. We're artists, sweetie.
Exterior, it's International Rangoon HQ. Dusk to dawn to dusk. A long passing of time from night to day and into night again. The sun dips below the horizon, casting long shadows over the International Rangoon headquarters as Damian, Stone, and Kish gather around a cluttered table. A clock on the wall ticks steadily.
They should have been back by now. They're nearly 24 hours late. The hell's taking them so long? Mike?
Maybe they're just caught up in the Halloween spirit. You know how Jim gets this time of year. He's like a less fat Roseanne. And he's a man. A very handsome man.
What if something happened to them? We should have gone with them.
Something like what? Like they pulled over some rest stop shenanigans again and got tied up?
That would be pretty rude of them.
Charles Whedon enters the room, his hands clutching a box of saucy nugs.
No, I mean, what if something truly terrible happened? That just sounded like my last Saturday night out on the town. Maybe they're dead even.
Wait, what do you mean dead?
I'm sure they're not dead. They're just saying they haven't shown up. Probably got high and fell asleep somewhere.
He's right. They're probably spooning somewhere and having a nap as we speak. No need to overreact.
This is no overreaction. I'm over here eating my saucy nugs and hearing you three jerks underreacting. God damn it. I almost choked on your ignorance. Our friends are missing and we have to do something about it. I want a full search and rescue mission launched. Top priority. Spare no expenses. Son of a bitch.
You're right, Charles Whedon. I don't know what we were thinking. Let's go find our friends.
I knew there was something we were forgetting to do all day today. Just couldn't put my finger on it.
Let's roll, pussy toes.
Are we all pussy toes, or is that directed to just one of us? It's not me, is it?
All of you, let's fucking go!
As they rush towards the exit, Whedon stands behind, his eyes darting back to his box of saucy nugs.
Slow down, Poncho. Let me finish these saucy nugs first.
We do another long, lingering shot on Whedon as he finishes the saucy nugs, chewing thoughtfully.
Alright, let's fucking do this, you goddamn sons of bitches.
Scene 8, exterior road, night. The gang is piled at their beat-up Scooby-Doo style van. Charles Whedon is sitting up front, eyeing the road ahead with a determined look. Damian is behind the wheel, while Kish and Stone are in the back. The van rattles as it speeds along. Eventually, one of them speaks. It's Stone.
All right, what's the plan here, guys? We can't just drive around aimlessly all night.
Yeah, we need to think really, really hard about this. Where would they go? What would they do?
They were heading to that cemetery, right? Why don't we just stop there?
No. Starting at what would have been their endpoint is dumb, Damian. Really dumb. We need to think outside the box. What if they were taken?
Like Liam Neeson?
Why would Liam Neeson take them? What did the Night Creeps ever do to Liam Neeson?
No, you fools! I'm not suggesting they were taken by Liam Neeson. What if they were kidnapped by some nefarious force? Of course, like in that movie Taken with Liam Neeson.
But they are not kids.
God damn it, that's not what I mean!
Who would have taken some kind of crazed fan?
Wait, didn't they get kidnapped, abducted last Halloween special? What was it? A gang of lesbian ninjas?
No, that was the Easter special, and it was nuns.
So you think the lesbian nuns are back and they took Jim and Luke?
I'm an 88-year-old nude model for a best-selling men's magazine. Anything is possible, I tell you. Anything.
Suddenly, Charles leans forward, his eyes lighting up as if he's just spotted the Holy Grail.
Is that a Wendy's?
Well, come on, Charles. You literally just ate saucy nugs, like, just now.
To the audience, it feels like just now. But in the context of our grand adventure, that was easily at least a few hours ago. Oh, God.
Says who? Where the fuck are we even driving? It's been easily a few hours.
Dude, pull into that Wendy's right now, or this is going to turn into our 2022 Halloween special all over again. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, the one where you murder us all because of some secret homosexual feelings for Superman?
Not that part, you asshole. Just the part where I kill you all if you don't get saucy nugs in my mouth right fucking now.
Why the hell is this line so slow?
I don't know. Time is slow. No time doubly slow.
What?
Huh?
Guys?
Who the hell is that?
Just another weirdo degenerate roaming the streets you Americans keep talking about, like a hobo or something.
Stop staring at him. I'm pretty sure if we ignore him, he'll go away.
But they don't.
Yeah, he's definitely not going anywhere.
This guy. He's been standing there way too long. I don't like it.
Let's just get these damn saucy nugs and get the hell out of here.
Finally, the line moves. Charles' face is pressed to the glass like a kid waiting for candy. The employee hands over a few bags of saucy nugs, and the man pulls away slowly.
You know, Charles, these saucy nugs are actually really pretty decent.
They're okay. Welcome, boys, to the first step to your induction into the greatest club in the world, the Illuminati. Soon you'll be one of us, and all the riches and power you could ever dream of will be yours. But first, you gotta earn it.
He snaps his fingers, and one of the hulking fruitcakes wheels in a disturbingly ornate altar draped in crimson velvet. Surrounded by candles, my pants are burning, dark symbols and strange artifacts. Oh, an altar, just what we needed.
Couldn't we just do like a team building exercise instead? Maybe a trust fall?
For your first task, you must take the blood oath, and then you must fuck.
I need to pause. Hold on. Sorry.
Okay.
Damn it, he was on a roll.
He's pausing dramatically.
You gotta pause dramatically before you fuck a horse. Jesus Christ. I mean, get it right. After doing something like that, how could you fucking do something like that? What the fuck are you thinking?
Well, speaking of dead, way
Yes.
to kill the mood, Richard Kiss. Just kidding. It was Luke's fault.
No, it's okay.
No, it was Luke's fault. It was Luke. See what I did there? I just used
Yeah.
you as the catalyst to jump
Yeah.
there and get back to it. You guys ready?
We're ready. Thank you for letting me let
We're
that out.
ready.
I feel a lot
Thank
better.
you.
Okay.
Okay. An altar. Just what we needed.
Couldn't we just do like a team building exercise instead? Like maybe a trust fall.
For your first task, you must take the blood oath, and then you must fuck a horse.
Oh my God, my mic was on the whole time. Cocksucker. Son of a bitch. Apologies. Well, at least it's not as bad as the buzz we got when we played the first half on Luke's microphone. From Luke's microphone when we played the first half on the Night Creeps Halloween. I can't get us out of this thing. I don't know what I'm doing. There it is. Oh, Jiminy Crickets. Oh, Jesus Christmas. It's not finished by way of like...
Saucy Nugs. It's still every time it kills me. I don't know why.
It's a gift from the gods or
It
the
really
god
is.
of... I think Charles Whedon, I mean, look, spoiler alert, I think Charles Whedon really is Tommy Westfall. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
Should I search who that is? Because I don't know who that is.
Probably. And it would harken back, Charles, to when I was under anesthesia. What was it, 7-8 years ago? And in under that anesthesia, Charles Whedon tried to come through a mirror. An evil universe, Charles Whedon, with like the evil Spock goatee and all, tried to pull me into an alternate universe and replace like me with the different me from that universe, because he was like he figured it out, man. He figured it out.
Who is Tommy Westfall?
Let's not talk about it. That's too much for the moment.
Oh, you said Westpole. I thought you said Tommy Wiseau.
No, Wazoo. Tommy Wazoo's. Boy, you really can see this fucking Richard Grieco mark, actually. Son of a bitch. That better go away or I'm going to really punch that cat. Good for you, Richard. I mean, good because you got to see the 11 minutes. There are some things that still need to be did to it, sound-wise, visual-wise. So even though this clip is a completed clip contextually, it is not a finished clip visually, and whatever. Yeah, because I have when I'm all done, I have the final edit of scoring it, and some other things. Like I'm gonna put some more dirty filters over it, to cover up
the dirty
You know the cool thing about it, though? Watching it, I was just like, I've seen movies, like, low to zero budget movies where people actually took cameras and went out and had quote-unquote actors that both looked and sounded far worse than this. And you're just doing it from behind a computer screen.
Look, I'm telling you guys, the time has come. Everybody buy green screens. All international Rangoonies unite. I know, Stone, you probably still have yours from our previous attempt ages ago. If not, it is time for a new one. And it's time for you guys to not be afraid of your bellies, because we're going to have to get some full body shots.
I have to stop eating wings.
Well, I've already started eating healthy, so it's only a matter of time before I lose this weight.
Listen, Charles, we can do some weight loss content. I have to push. I'm just saying, content for the sake of others, because nobody watches our shit. It's not like we're making money. We are the altruists. We are the pure ones. We're making it for the real reason of people maybe could see us doing it and do it themselves and feel good about themselves, and also by creating a sort of structure that forces us to do it when we probably wouldn't. Because I'm still pushing like 30 pounds that I got to fucking tone up and get gone.
Yeah.
And I'm just letting it chill because I reached a point where, like I said, I'm feeling the smooth grooves. I can lay in bed and I can go from tit to dick. I can go from tit to dick in a straight line.
But look, I'll
without
get
going like this.
eventually. I'll get one. So,
but there is still tit though.
It's still there. There's still titty. There's still titties. Sorry, Schitt's Creek just ran its whole run in the background while I was editing this thing. The woman, she would be constantly on her tablet having Schitt's Creek running from one room to the next, one speaker, because we got speakers around, so she'll transfer things for different fucking rooms as she goes doing shit. And it's just been, so I'm back to that Moira Rose thing. It's gonna, don't do shows. Don't do shows with me for the next month or two. Stone knows. We went through Schitt's Creek's original run together. You don't want to hear me talking when I listen to that woman. It's infectious.
My God. The stuff that we have reviewed, I mean, we definitely were into that show. I mean,
I don't even think we reviewed the show. I think we were just watching it and constantly making references to it in our own little, because nobody was watching it at the time. It hadn't hit Netflix yet, if I'm correct, or maybe you caught it on Netflix and I was watching it prior and doing the fucking stupid voice and annoying you with it.
It was on this offshoot network they were showing it on, and that's
the Canadian network.
That's what it was called?
No, but it's a Canadian network.
But I was, like I said, that's where I wasn't catching it on Netflix. Honestly, it was way before that.
I'm in overtime now, guys. So let's hit the goal out there. Let's hit the goal of $0, because that's all we ever ask is for zero from you people. But your viewership. Clip that toothy cunt who's lucky she got a mention. God damn it. Like that Rob Saul mongrel. Clip that.
Dog fucker, apparently.
Oh, yeah, we didn't play that part from the special, actually, where the dog... Hold on.
This is an absolutely insane idea.
Just relax, you fruit. It's going to be great, trust me. We'll get to the cemetery, smoke some weed, dig up last year's Night Creek special, and huzzah, we find the magic again. Can't just leave it buried, right?
I feel like I'm supposed to say something about sleeping dogs.
Why? Are you going to try and fuck them like that guy Rob Saul from the Rob Saul Show on YouTube?
That's disgusting. Why do people say that about him?
Because he fucks dogs. I don't know. Who were you even talking about? All right. So lucky that clip was loaded.
That's the moment I was mentioning to you, which I actually heard on the re-listen. When I obviously wasn't paying attention, I thought you guys had broken off script and were just saying some shit about Rob Saul. So I think I just said, it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, I have no idea who Rob Saul is.
Nah, most don't. It's like he's just somebody who does dumb shit like us on the internet, right? But people gather to make fun of him. Much like the situation Lou has found himself in. Yeah, it's just that weird shock jock culture.
So what's your status? I mean, let me put my investigative journalist hat on for my own personal reference. What exactly is your status with Lou right now?
With Lou? Well, I'd rather talk about the Rob Saul Show, actually. My status with the Rob Saul Show is he still sends me links to every show. I still tell him, I haven't done a show in about a month with him. He's only done like 4 to 6 shows in the last month. And I keep telling him, I'll do fucking shows whenever. Just let me fucking know. He sends me the link the moment his show starts, which is like after 9. So now it's after 10. I'm well into my goddamn night by then. I'm not like waiting around like, is there a Rob Saul? So I'm not doing the Rob Saul show. I've told him over and over he's terrible at planning. So,
Jim, don't you have to go to work?
I do. But to answer, I'm about that. Thank you, sir. I'm getting the fuck out of here in one more second. But to answer what my status with Lou, well, I messaged him this morning regarding a bit of a personal conspiracy theory. Somebody messaged me deep into the midnight hours regarding his show with Joey C and how the trolls over there's a new troll going on, Stone. You ready for this?
I hope so.
Are you ready for the brand new 2020-24 Lou Troll? That's apparently the new storm. They're calling him Shrek.
So what, does he like paint himself green now?
Have the two of you forgotten the years of original Toby, Vile Oliver, calling him Shrek, and the Lou is Love, Lou is Life saga and all of that?
Oh, no, I do remember that.
Of course. I mean, but now they're calling him that or something?
It's back. So I get this message, and I messaged him this morning, and I'm like, is fucking Toby back? And he's like, why? And I'm like, because I got the message telling me fucking you're Shrek, and everyone's Shrekking you. And then he fucking said something. I'm not like trying to like blow up messages, but he said whatever he says. He said it was one of the Clippers are doing it. And then I was like, oh shit. Is that Clipper Toby? And then he's like, doubt it. And this is the point I'm getting to. I said, that'd be fucking amazing because I'd have to give Stone, even Charles here, who was a victim of hate crimes from Toby, you would have to give him the fucking winner's card. No? Send him a congratulatory card if he pulled that troll off. If it turns out that this Clipper, who is now out there calling fucking Lou Shrek, is Toby, that's the ultimate troll win. I don't like the guy, but I have to give credit where credit's due. Am I incorrect in this statement?
What's he winning?
Troll war. Being the biggest, worst, that's the craziest troll in the world. To like follow Lou in secret this whole time. After his initial flare war seemingly going away, but now he's actually this toxic Clipper out there trolling him and fucking putting his face. Look, again, the show Lou is doing.
He's always there. You know what? I'm gonna go crazy.
Toby is always there. He's watching right now.
No, but what if Lou always knew? Now I'm going to shamelessly plug my upcoming show, Conspiracy Theory. What if he was always there and Lou always knew?
With his most adorable co-host, Jim Grindle, because I don't have a show, so, you know.
Of course. Hey.
But anyway, yeah, what about you, Creed?
No, you don't. No.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one. Shut up. I was trying to be nice. Oh, he went away. God damn it. Right in the middle of the theory. See, I go with him. It's going to be another guy flying away on a UFO. Jesus Christ. Fucking do a show. At least I know with Damian, he's not going to, if a rope falls out of the sky connected to a UFO, he's not going to grab it. Well, I mean, I don't know that. I would grab that rope. Would you not grab that rope? It's a rope. They're like, I'm not going to tractor beam you. They're being nice. They don't want to discombobulate you. They're giving you a rope, something that's close to you. I think you take it.
Yeah, maybe even, depending on my mood, I might do a... Which Carradine was it? Do a Carradine with it?
No. Listen, it was funny when David Carradine accidentally died that way. But now that they have murdered Chris Cornell this way, the Illuminati, Hillary Clinton, murdered...
Wait, he went out that way too?
Do you not? Jiminy Crickets, yes.
Jacking it in the closet?
Look, yes. There's a bell. That's what they insinuated. Although, like, the doors were broken and like there's a lot of fishy things. I don't have time for this, fuckface. I don't have time for this.
Hey, you brought it up. Well, I brought it up, but you
But
waited.
yeah, I would grab that rope. I would say, give me a minute, though, maybe. I would have to test their patience. I say, let me go grab some things. And then I would get, like, a bunch of weed. I'm not even joking. I'm not going into outer space on a UFO without weed. Why would I do that?
There's no point.
If they tell me I can't smoke on that ship, I'm not getting on that ship.
But look, you seen heavy metal. They might have some insane space dusted.
Well, that's the hope. That is the hope. So what was your conspiracy theory? So we can end this point about Luke. I have a final note, and then I got to roll.
I said it.
What was it? I forgot. I was probably yammering.
That wayward William was always there, and Lou always knew.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think he probably is in touch with them. But
he needs that super fan. He needs that super stalker.
And it works. Look, maybe Lou is happy. I hate to lift the veil, but it's not a real thing they're doing. They're not. Listen, if Lou thinks I have a show, which we know Lou always wanted to feel hoity-toity and like he's doing this show and he's some sort of superstar. Like that is, even though he always, I don't want to be no star. The guy just wants to be a superstar. And that's not what's happening over there on the Joey C show. Joey C's another one who wants to be a superstar. These are people who actually believe, perhaps, that they can reach, like, mainstream legacy media status. Like, and Rob Saul probably believes the same thing. Rob Saul probably believes he's good enough to host The Daily Show. I think the difference between the four of us and why we don't get those wonderful fucking viewers who they pay their little cows to keep them rolling, Give us money, you fucks, to keep us rolling with our wonderful stuff.
We don't invest money. They invest money in them.
No, they're literally, it's like putting quarters in a little thing for the peanuts at the duck farm or whatever. You feed peanuts to ducks, I don't know. But yeah, I'm mixing medicines right now. But clearly mixing medicine.
Clearly.
But the point is, and this is a very serious point. Lou might view these as words of hate. I see them as words of love and an act of kindness to both Lou and Joey C. And to our boy Luke as well, who may also fall. No, in fact, I truly know. I don't just believe, I know. Sorry, Luke, to lift the veil. This is lifting the veil. We're getting spooky here in Halloween. He was being a journalist, Stone. He asked all these questions, and now I'm having to answer all these questions. Jesus, going to trauma dump here. I found that word out the other day from some liberals, and I love it. It's a great word. But,
Jesus.
Our boy Luke, he's another victim of this delusion of grandeur. I do believe, I said I know about this about Luke. They think they could host The Tonight Show, The Daily Show. They think they're literally Johnny Carson level, okay? None of us in this fucking space, the four you see here, I don't want to speak out of school here. I don't think a single one of you is fucking retarded enough to think you can host the fucking Tonight Show or the Daily Show.
Really?
I'm speaking for myself.
You can tell me this on air? Really?
I'm speaking for myself and to the other three of you.
Okay.
I cannot imagine anybody in here is delusional enough to think at their age, with their skill sets, with just who they are. You make the best of what you are with what you've got.
Okay.
You ain't Tonight Show material, motherfuckers. Look at this delusional creep, not Carson yet. You're never gonna be Carson. Ever. Ever. Ever.
If you look at that show.
You've missed Stone, but you've missed the decades already. Please, carry on. Decades needed to be Carson before Carson.
But if you look at that show, but if you look at that,
I think the last late night like talk show that I watched was the Tom Green show on like I don't even remember what channel it was on.
Probably MTV, but you know what? And Stone, I'm so sorry. Charles, you hit the nail on the head though. You could be a Tom Green. Not what's his name? Lou or Joey C. That's another story. Some of you out there with a certain set of talent can work with what you have, and you can be a Tom Green in this world, but you can't be a Johnny Carson. Fact.
No.
Sorry, Stone.
I will say that if anybody really looks at it, if anybody looks at media the way I do, like you could look at it and say it's all Johnny. But when I look at the show, there's one guy, one of my personal heroes, you know, that I fucking would always see, Don Rickles. You know, and
you can be a Don Rickles.
Oh, absolutely. I know I can be a Don fucking. Hey, look, don't roll your eyes at that fucking shit. But I can.
I'm just saying, a human being can reach a Don Rickles status beginning at any age. It does take decades of work, but you know what? As long as you're not 80, you can begin that path and become a Don Rickles. A Don Rickles could not have been a Johnny Carson.
Correct. Johnny Carson, like I said, those guys, those Jay Leno's, those guys they're cultivated to be those guys. I was never cultivating to be those guys. So I hear what he's saying. I never cultivated myself to want to be those guys. At best, I felt like I wanted to be like fucking Bill Maher, you know what I'm saying? You know, or whatever, but but it's like I never felt like I wanted to be one of those guys. Anyways, but yeah, it takes a lot of that. Hey, how you doing? And all that bullshit, and oh God.
Yeah, like you have to follow the direct cadence. You have to master a universal cadence, really, and an artificial one. And my mother used to always be like, "Why are you acting so? Like, why are you trying to do funny stuff?" This is when I was a little kid. Like, why? You're so handsome. You should be a male model. You should be trying to act in like these things and be like a leading man. I'm like, are you fucking retarded, you stupid bitch? You shot me out of that dumb cunt of yours with this fucking short chin and this fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, dumb personality that does not equal that leading man. If at best I get to play affable dope, you stupid cunt. Like that's at best. Like I could be
Seth
side
Rogen.
character like
Rogen.
what Tyler Labine early on in his career, where he played nothing but that supporting role character of the fucking doofy fucking fat fuck jerk off who makes dumb retard faces. That's what I can do. That's what I can do, you fucking whore.
The guy from Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I forget his name.
Jason Segel.
Exactly. I didn't know. I was just agreeing.
Wait, Jason Segel or Russell Brand?
No, Jason Segel.
Okay.
That's more what he's. That's more what
Puff
he's getting
Daddy.
at. Oh,
Puff Daddy was in that movie.
he was.
Wait, he was?
He was. No, he wasn't even getting.
Wasn't he involved in the Jeffrey?
In the
Wasn't he
sequel.
getting to the Greek?
Yeah.
The Jeffrey? Oh my God, that's right. Get him to the Greek. He was. Wait a minute. Was he the one who drugged them with a Jeffrey?
And get him to the Greek?
Yeah, he was.
Jeffrey.
He was just a straight up psycho in that movie.
What?
Of course, he leaves at that moment.
I'm gonna leave. I gotta go for real. I put myself down here now because Stone can have a spot back. That was it. That was the special, guys. That was the special, and not you guys out there, because you know what? I do think you guys are special because not everybody knows how retarded they are. Not everybody knows.
Wait.
Not
Not everybody knows their true selves. Okay? Congratulations for not having delusions of grandeur and just enjoying this world and doing things that you like for the reasons that you like.
And thank you for always being honest, you guinea bastard.
You are welcome. I'm really getting the Paulie Walnuts. I think my goal is to go for a punk rock Paulie Walnuts as I age. That's what I think. I'm working with what I have. It's what fuck. Listen, but to the rest of you out there, these boys may be special, but you're not. Not everybody is special.
Yeah, we're the special kind of special.
Maybe the special class, still special. Still
I like
special.
Ghostbusters.
Let me tell you something.
Wait, Stone. All those Gino Bisconte posters proves how special Damian is.
They were gifted to me. I like Ghostbusters.
Rain Man won an Oscar, goddammit. Don't fucking sleep.
Why do you? Everybody loves a train wreck. Everybody wants to watch old people fuck and paint dry. Seriously, they actually do. Turns out science has proven now people really do like to
Lemon
watch paint
Party
dry.
was a phenomenon in the 2000s.
I still don't know what that is, and do not tell me.
And
that's work calling.
Just check it out someday. You'll have a good
Rain
time.
Man may have won an Oscar, but I still have never seen it.
You really
No,
should.
neither.
But you know what else you're never going to see? Me and the rest of this episode. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I really want your take on it, Charles. I really want your take on that movie.
Well, I know that Dustin Hoffman plays somebody with autism, so that is something that I definitely want to see how he does the performance.
And I really, like I said, and I really would enjoy your take.
Phenomenally. I didn't leave yet. He does the performance phenomenally. I'm really leaving now.
The white James Brown. I swear to God, he's the white James Brown.
Well, it's not just that he has autism. He also has something called savant syndrome.
I don't know if he's intentionally muted. I don't really care.
Where is his glittery cape? We need to get him his glittery cape.
Yeah. But yes, I will watch Rain Man at some point.
It's one of those movies like I've heard about a million, probably almost literally a million times. It's like, yeah, I'll watch it someday, and just never got to it.
Apparently, it's also a movie that has Tom Cruise where he isn't running to some location for some world-ending reason.
Well.
Why is he even in it then?
No,
if he's not running.
Well, the
to save a catastrophe or doing shirtless volleyball, what's even the point?
Well, the world-ending reason is a lot of money that Raymond could win because of his gift and everything like that. There's
so he's like hanging out with Dustin Hoffman's character for selfish reasons.
Initially, because it's Tom Cruise. He's the good-looking guy. A lot of time, the good-looking guy trope, he's always sort of the jerk, sort of selfish, sort of, so that sort of thing.
Okay, so in other words, he initially hangs out with Dustin Hoffman's character for selfish reasons, but about halfway through the movie, he starts to feel regret for his initial reasons for being there, and he decides to legitimately help him. And he kind of goes through his own redemption arc, basically.
A little bit, because he's of course, Raymond's affect is off, and he's he's a little bit, he was seeking a real connection as best he could with his brother because, his affect's a little bit off. But he still was seeking genuine connection from his brother, who it was sort of like, I don't know which movie came out first, but it's sort of, have you ever seen Twins?
A long, long time ago.
It's sort of in that vein. It's sort of in that vein of Twins. Danny DeVito plays the Tom Cruise character, and Arnold Schwarzenegger plays more of the Rain Man character, and things like that. So it's, he was seeking genuine connection, and and at the initial point, DeVito and Cruz seen opportunity, in these people, with their particular, either skills, intelligence, or either, and and on Schwarzenegger's case, his brawn, his brawn and his particular, knowledge of combat skills to get him where he wanted to go, as far as this money deal that he was trying to horn in on, that really wasn't his. But then it became more of a thing as they travel along, about them actually making a genuine connection and things like that. But of course, you had to have some realizations come into play. Arnold had to realize some things, just like Raymond had to realize some things, and that's what caused the shift, because he started to realize what a lot of it was about and everything like that. So it kind of showed in that moment, because he always seemed to be so locked into what he was doing and what his particular fixations were, that you didn't think that he was ever really picking up on what this whole thing was about. But he did, and then that became because he wasn't going to shift on his own. Cruz was never going to shift on his own until basically Raymond had to stand up for himself, of course. So, and in some ways, these situations kind of help, because you kind of go out there and you kind of deal with people that don't really know how to handle a person like that, and he kind of had to adjust, and grow in his own right, and kind of figure out, and kind of navigate through these emotions as best he could and everything like that. So.
Okay. Well, this movie does definitely sound interesting, and I would like to check it out. I also like watching movies that kind of put people with autism at the forefront, because I like to watch those kind of movies to see how these actors portray people with autism. Like that movie that had that actress that played. Have you ever heard of this woman named Temple Grandin?
It's not ringing a bell.
Have you ever heard of the TV show called Homeland?
Of course.
Yeah, heard of that. Yeah, sure.
Main actress in that show, the blonde woman.
Okay.
I can't remember her name.
Sorry, I'm just kidding. Claire Danes?
Yeah, her.
Okay.
Claire Danes, she did a movie where she played a woman by the name of Temple Grandin. And Temple Grandin was a woman years and years ago who was diagnosed with autism when she was very young. And when she was young, autism was still largely misunderstood. And all these so-called experts, and I say that with air quotes, they claim to know they claim to know what they were talking about. But Temple, she pretty much just was saying all these crackpots don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So she was going to put her foot down and figure this shit out on her own. So she pretty much just experimented, tried out different things to try to help herself cope with her condition. And as she grew up, she figured things out on her own, and she used her own experiences to help other people with autism. And now that she's an old woman, she is now considered a pretty prominent person in the autism community because of her own experiences with autism. And as far as I know, she is a proprietor at some kind of farm that helps cows, I think. It's some kind of livestock. She helps cows, I think. And she's one of the foremost experts with autism right now. And this movie tells the story of how she came to prominence. And
do you remember what it was called?
No, I don't. But if
Cows in the Moon.
That's the name of the movie?
No.
No. Stone's just being a fucking...
Claire
being a
Danes
fuck.
Temple Grandin. Let's see. Oh, the name of the movie is called Temple Grandin.
Okay.
That's the literal name of the movie.
Temple spelled like, like a temple, or like
Yeah.
T-E-M-P-E-L?
It's just Temple. Temple. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't think you guys want to take that seriously. Sorry.
Yeah, but no, the literal name
I
of the
didn't take
movie
it
is
seriously.
called
I saw
Temple
your
Grandin.
face. I see you.
Yeah, but it stars Claire Danes, David Strathairn. Let's see, who else is in it? I don't recognize anybody else. Yeah, nope, it's David Strathairn and Claire Danes. That's it. That's all I recognize.
It's truly, like, it's wild that it's only been, probably the last 20 years or so there's really been any sort of serious headway made as far as autism goes. Like, I'd say 20 years. Like, that seems about right.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But I mean, they're slowly making they're getting there. They're broadening their understanding of it.
Yeah, which, I mean, there's a lot to understand, and sort of, kind of go back to the human brain a little bit. Like, we still know so little about the human brain.
Yeah.
After all these years.
Mm-hmm.
Still so much we're just like, I don't know.
But no, that I think that Temple Grandin movie is definitely worth a watch. I mean,
yeah, no, I'm definitely intrigued.
Yeah, that movie was interesting, and then let's see. There's not really a whole. I mean, surprisingly, there's not really a whole lot of movies with people with autism that I have watched. There's not really
that
a lot.
Like, explicitly stated. There's certain things where you can sort of, like when we're watching Hannibal.
Yeah.
Like, it seems pretty clear, but I don't think it was ever actually
Oh no!
said.
It was specifically
Or
said,
it was?
It was specifically said in like the first season that Will Graham was autistic.
Okay.
Yeah, Will Graham said it himself. He said that he was on the spectrum.
Yeah, it's pretty rare. Like, there's definitely things. I think other things that we've even gone through on the show where you can sort of see that that's probably what they're going for.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as far as just straight out being like, yeah, this is the deal, I can't think of much.
Mm. And I mean, then I of course saw, like, years ago, I found out that there are some actors that are even on the spectrum, like Daryl Hannah, the actress Daryl Hannah. She has autism.
Daryl, is she the one from Kill Bill 2?
Yes, she was the one with the eye patch.
Oh, Kill Bill 2, and I think she was in the first part as well. But yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, she was in She was in the Kill Bill movie. She was the one with the eye patch.
Yeah.
She has autism. I'm trying to think of other actors that have it. I know there's at least one more that I know of that has it. But the one that I know that is confirmed to have it is Daryl Hannah, because she has talked about how it struggled with her, that she struggled with it when she first got started in Hollywood, because it made her like very socially awkward when she first got started in Hollywood.
Well, when I Google actors with, the first result is autism. Then it's ADHD and beards. Okay.
Beards?
Yeah. Autism, ADHD, beards. All right.
So they're saying that beards is a disability?
I don't know what they're saying. I'm
sure
it's going off the top results from, like, the, without going into anything. Daryl Hannah is at the top.
Yeah, Daryl Hannah.
Anthony Hopkins, apparently.
Anthony Hopkins has. Oh shit!
Apparently,
Anthony Hopkins does
Dan
have
Aykroyd?
Asperger's syndrome.
Dan
Let's see.
Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd
Yeah.
has it. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, they're sort of mixing actors with just sort of known people at this point. But you got Tim Burton,
Yeah.
Elon Musk,
Yeah.
Temple
Wait,
Grandin, Einstein.
yeah, Einstein. Wait, did you
Bill
say Elon
Gates.
Musk has it?
Apparently, like this is I guess just going off like you know how like they give you that Google result at the top before you actually see anything,
Yeah.
like see any like specific links. But yeah, this is the list I'm going off. Wentworth Miller, who was the one of the stars of Prison Break, was the brother who broke in to break. Well,
Yes, Wentworth
went
Miller. I
into
do
prison
know
to
him. Yeah.
Greta
Tim
Thunberg,
Burton. Okay, Tim Burton having autism. I mean that does not surprise me at all.
Jerry Seinfeld, Woody Allen.
Well, would you look at that? Charles
Hattie
Darwin.
Considine.
Charles Darwin had autism, or was believed to have had autism. Well, somebody else with the name
Newton.
Charles has autism. Let's see. Bill Gates is thought to have autism. I mean, come on. It's just like the conversations we have during this, man. It's just like, what the hell? Michelangelo. I mean, oh come on. I mean, this Michelangelo was alive during the 1400s. How the fuck are we supposed to know if he had autism?
That's pretty much. It has to be just purely speculation.
Yeah, pure speculation. Come on, Sir Isaac
It's not
Newton. Come on,
Yeah.
really? Jerry Seinfeld. Really? He openly recognizes himself as having autism disorder due to his history of social challenges and unique way of thinking, literally. Okay. Oh, okay. I knew this. Satoshi Tajiri, creator of Pokemon.
Oh, okay, I went past that name.
Yeah. Satoshi Tajiri. Yeah, I knew that he had autism. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew that. Because I found that out probably about 2 years ago. Yeah. And when I found that out, I was like, okay, that makes sense. Because when I was a kid, I was obsessed with Pokemon to the point where one would think that it was a addiction that one might think I have to be put in rehab.
It was that bad, huh?
Oh, it was bad. I had the cards, I had the toys, I had the VHS tapes, I had the plushies, I had the comic books, I had the hats, I had anything and everything that had to do with Pokemon. It was bad. Oh my god.
I can check a few of those things off the list, but I never had a hat, never had. So the cards are the games. Don't think I ever had the VHS. I recorded it for sure.
Do you have Burger King in Australia?
No, we got Hungry Jack's, which is the same thing. Like I think it's the same parent company, and they do a lot of the same stuff. We did have actual Burger King for a little while, but
yeah, but here we have Burger King, and Burger King had this promotion where you could get like this Pokeball that had a gold-plated Pokemon card. I had 2 of those.
God damn.
I had 2 gold-plated Pokemon cards.
Like fake gold, I have to assume.
Yes, they were fake. They weren't actually gold. They were like fake gold, but they were fake gold-plated Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
And oh my god, man, it was bad. I mean, I had to give this shit up. I don't have the cards anymore. I don't have most of the Pokemon shit. I don't even have the games anymore. Mostly because my games were stolen, but But yeah, I don't have any of the Pokemon stuff anymore, and I'm happy they're gone. I gave that shit up. I'm not into Pokemon anymore.
I don't know if I'm sure I've got the Game Boy games in
Sorry, guys.
storage somewhere. Oh, good. Yeah, I'm sure I've got the Pokemon Game Boy games in storage somewhere.
Oh, Pokemon! I'm out. I'm just joking.
Well,
but
we
no,
lost
like Pokemon. It was a thing for a while, but then Dragon Ball Z came out, and that really, I was just like, oh, fuck this Pokemon shit.
Oh, I was the same way. As soon as I started watching Dragon Ball Z, I just got sucked in.
Yeah, and that I still do have all my cards from that. I've got like
I didn't know that Dragon Ball Z had a
folders.
trading card game.
You know what? Fuck you know what?
I was gonna say I spent a lot of money. My mother spent a lot of money on that stuff.
You know what? You guys drop the Pokemon. I'm gonna drop what I consider. I'm not gonna consider it a guilty pleasure anymore, but I'm just gonna fucking drop it because you guys spoke on Pokemon. But I'm telling you one thing that I really used to fucking like, and that
Don't you dare say Digimon.
Shut up, Jesus Christ.
Digimon, Digital Monsters, Digimon, the champions.
What am I? See, what am I? A 90s douche?
Look, I like Digimon. Digimon was fun.
It was. Like, I was kidding.
What I'm gonna say, not for the perverse reasons that you may think that came later, but Sailor Moon.
As soon as you said perverse reasons, I was like, Sailor Moon's got to be.
Yeah.
I love that as a kid.
Look, we all watched Sailor Moon. And of course, we watched it for the story.
Look, let me tell you something.
Most definitely.
See, look, I'm being honest. I told you that came later. But you know what I'm saying? But initially, I mean, because honestly, as a kid, look, I have a track to this situation. I used to watch Jim, believe it or not.
Wait, Jim?
I used to watch Jim as a kid.
As in Jim Grindle dressed as Sailor Moon?
Oh God. That is an image I do not want in my head. You take that back.
But one,
nope.
But one that Damian invented. So I mean, okay, work that out in your own time, though. That's all I'm gonna say. Work that.
Hey, we could have been discussing hysteria, but now this is what we have to resort to.
Yes,
no,
exactly.
we don't. No,
yes, we do.
I'm talking about Jim. I'm talking about Jim, the Hannah Montana of the animated world way back in the day.
Oh, then I've never heard of it.
Yeah, no, neither.
She was a regular girl, pretty popular. You know what I'm saying? I think she even was a model, but also she was this. She would sort of change up, and she would become this sort of like detective, sort of like hero type situation. Jim. You know what I'm saying? GEM.
Oh, Gem. Oh, Gem. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
As in gemstone.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, she was. So it's kind of like that thing. And She-Ra, by the way, because in all fairness to He-Man, when they came out with She-Ra, I'm like, I'm not gonna be. Even as a kid, I was like, I'm not gonna be like that. I'm gonna watch fucking She-Ra. I'm not gonna act like, you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna watch She-Ra because that don't mean I'm gonna buy the toys and all of that. Or I want the toys, but I will watch She-Ra because in all fairness, cool. They put it out, fine. I'll give it a shot. So I did watch She-Ra. So
yeah,
same universe, same,
Yeah, but Stone, the only reason we started on the topic of Pokemon is because we were looking into different like celebrities and famous people that had autism, and we found out, or we saw in the list, the creator of Pokemon has autism.
Okay.
And we were talking about like our experiences with Pokemon, and I was talking about how extreme my addiction to Pokemon was when I was a kid. Because I had all the games, I had all the comic books, I had several binders filled with cards, I had the VHS tapes. I had comics. I had various plushies. I had like clothes. I had hats.
Butt plugs.
Huh? No. I was a kid. Oh my god.
That came later, and they weren't Pokemon themed.
Still gotta catch them all.
Fucking asshole.
Just saying.
Yeah, but no, I got rid of all of my Pokemon memorabilia like years ago. I don't have any of it anymore. I don't even have my games because some asshole broke into my car and stole it.
Yeah. Now all you have is Digimon stuff.
I never even had any Digimon stuff. I never had
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Any of that.
You still got your
I
Yu-Gi-Oh!
never got into Yu-Gi-Oh! I never got into that.
I had some Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but I never bought them. I don't know where I got. Someone must have given them to me because I didn't buy them and I didn't steal them.
So now I'm figuring it out. How you feel about Power Rangers, Charles?
Oh, I watched Power Rangers, and I also watched the Beetleborgs. I think is what they were called.
Oh, okay. See, now I'm getting the track. I'm getting the track.
Yeah, but I watched Power Rangers too. I watched Power Rangers. I mean, I watched
Pokemon.
most of the movies too.
Yeah, Power Rangers, Pokemon. I'm getting it.
I had a childhood.
I'm just saying. No, we're all good. We're all good. But was
His childhood was full of PP.
Now,
Power Rangers and Pokemon.
Did you watch? But I know you watched a bit of. I know there was a confirmation that you watched a little bit of Liquid TV, right?
Oh no.
On MTV.
What? Liquid TV.
Yeah, Aeon Flux.
Oh, I never watched Aeon Flux.
You see, I mean, you never watched any of the animation on Liquid TV at all?
I never even heard of Liquid TV.
Wow. Okay. All righty then. Now I understand. It's all good. Now I completely understand.
You completely understand what?
I'm just saying I understand the kind of childhood that you had versus mine.
So what exactly does that mean?
Different. That's all.
Okay. Fair enough.
Both great. I guess mine, maybe Damian's too, a little bit more on the adventurous side, more on the perverse side as we became teenagers and things like that.
Hey, we're all adult pervs here.
I think Damian's childhood might have been a little more extreme than ours because he just spent his childhood fighting giant spiders and birds trying to kill him.
That was during, that wasn't morning and night. That was during the day. In the mornings, I watched cartoons. In the night, I watched different cartoons.
See, I'd always imagine that he grew up seeing seeing like buxom blonde girls, throwing boomerangs around everywhere. That's what I imagined. That's what I imagined his life was like.
Yeah, buxom blondes.
It was
not. It made it boomerangs so much, but
because otherwise, why would all those guys go around, stay around the place fighting giant spiders if there wasn't, if there wasn't these sweaty girls throwing boomerangs around here looking like Rhea Ripley, and fucking Olivia Dunham and whatnot. I'm just saying.
Yeah, there's no reason.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I just felt like it would be that type of situation. That's all I'm saying. That was my tourist imagination.
Look, whenever I got off of school and I went to like the place I stay after school until my parents came to pick me up, I would do my homework and then I would go watch Power Rangers and Beetleborgs and the Jackie Chan adventures, and that's what I would watch.
Oh, Uncle. I used to love Jackie Chan adventures.
Yeah. The Jackie Chan adventures was awesome.
That was the Saturday morning.
I never finished it.
No, I think they just stopped running it here. I don't know how long it went, but it just seemed to kind of just stop at some point.
Charles, did you watch the GoBots ever?
No, never did.
Okay, Just want to make sure.
I was a Transformers guy. I did not watch the Kmart of the Transformers.
Thank you. Whew. Okay. Kmart. Whew.
Hey, that's what they said in Clerks 2. They called them the Kmart of the Transformers. Yeah.
The GoBots.
Which, I mean, honestly, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So what were the Silverhawks?
I don't even know what that is.
I do. I know what the Silverhawks are, but I didn't watch them that much. I watched them enough to know who they are. I also know what their theme song sounds like. I would call them a poor man's Thundercats.
Oh, wow. They will never see a movie.
I mean, the Thundercats were better.
And
not the new Thundercats. I'm talking about the OG Thundercats.
And they have struggled, to even get any kind of green light. You know what I'm saying? Over this time, it's the racism sometimes is just insane to me.
Look, I also was a big fan of the cartoon known as the SWAT Cats.
The what?
The SWAT Cats.
Oh.
I really liked them.
That kind of sounds familiar, but surely the title,
it was
I'm not
a really
picturing
popular
anything.
show, but whenever it was
For
on,
good
I watched it
reason.
and I was a big fan of it.
For good reason.
Why? Oh, and he
wasn't good.
Oh, come on. It was not bad. It was a good show.
SWAT Cats.
It
Like
was
spelled,
it was
like
in a
spelled
world,
as you would expect, like SWAT, like SWAT cats.
yeah, SWAT Cats. It was a show where it's a world where it's like filled with nothing but intelligent cats, and there's a couple of cats who are like mechanics that work on like cars and all that. But like by night, they are like crime fighters that have access to like an arsenal of like weaponry, and they have an armored car. They wear like body armor that makes them look like they encase themselves in SWAT gear, and they go out into the city and they pretty much just go after criminals, and they look like SWAT like officers, and they fight crime. And it was an interesting show. I liked it.
Yeah, like sort of slightly, but like I would have been at most 2 when this came out. So a little bit before, like I would have been sort of watching stuff like that. Like, but it just based on what I've looked at, it seems like something I would have enjoyed if I had actually seen it.
It really wasn't bad. It wasn't. And then there was another cartoon I watched called All Real Monsters. Have you ever hear of that?
I love that show so much.
Yeah, that was a great show. Yeah, All Real Monsters was one of my favorites. I watched that all the time. Plus, I like the art style in the show, like how the characters were drawn.
Which that I think I've actually got. I might even have that on DVD, possibly actually.
Yeah. And then just like there was, I don't know what
that was
it
Nickelodeon, right?
It was on Nickelodeon, yeah.
Yeah.
But before Nickelodeon changed and became the cesspool that it is today.
Yeah, no, like 90s Nickelodeon was sort of almost the Wild West of quote children's entertainment.
Yep.
Like I figure you guys got Rocko's Modern Life over there.
We do.
Yeah, which was like that's how I loved as a kid, but then my sister bought me the box set of all of it for birthday or Christmas, like I don't know, 5-something years ago, and I rewatched them. Like, oh shit, this really like watching this as a kid. It kind of prepares you for adult life, and you know, like
the episode that really stuck with the episode that really stuck with me from Rocko's Modern Life was the appendix episode.
The appendix episode. I'm blanking on that one.
It was the episode where Rocco was in school and he got pain in his abdomen, and it was the episode where his appendix was about to burst.
I know it. It's just not coming to me.
Yeah, that episode always stuck with me.
Uh-oh, what did I miss? I had to.
We're talking about Rocco's Modern Life.
And just Nickelodeon cartoons when there was they were children's entertainment, but there was so much in there like that you would completely miss as a kid.
But let me ask you something real quick. Just real quick. How much did you guys think about like sexuality and gender identity and all that type of situation when you were looking at that stuff? Like, I'm just wondering, because Rocco's Martin Life was one of the, was one of the shows that they reviewed and was saying that he was gay, and not that I care, not that it matters, one way or the other. I just never thought about it. I just didn't find myself thinking about whether he was gay or straight, in that situation.
No, it just wasn't really a thing.
I never noticed anything about that in that show. I never felt like they were overtly focusing on that. It just never felt like it was a priority.
They always made it. I mean, people will always look at certain things like, oh, he would try. It seemed like he would try to, date females or whatever, but it would never work or something like that. The way they would look at Bert and Ernie is like, oh my God, these guys were constant roommates and all this. And I was, I mean, okay, all right, okay,
okay. On the matter, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
But being quite fair, they did sleep in the same room, different beds, same room. So I mean, there is a lot more to. But it's a kid show.
Yeah.
So I don't think that, but again, that's the argument that can be made. But anyway, please go ahead with what you were saying, Charles.
I was just going to say on the matter of Bert and Ernie from Sesame Street. Yes, you're right. It is more implied with them because they live in the same apartment. They've lived there for so many years, and they sleep in the same room, albeit on separate beds. But then, of course, with other shows,
the same room. That's kind of the key there. But sorry, continue.
Yeah. But no, it's just with other mediums. Like even when Family Guy made fun of that, and they basically had them sleeping in the same bed, and they were naked, and they made it look like that they were obviously gay. They were making fun of them. I mean, it's easier with Bert and Ernie to touch on that. But in Rocco's Modern Life, however, I never got the impression, even now as an adult, and I look back on it, I just don't get the impression that that's what they were going for. Even if it was a subtle implication that Rocco might have been gay. I just don't get that impression.
Yeah, no, I feel like that's trying to project something where it just isn't there.
Yeah, exactly. I just never got that impression. I don't think Rocco was ever intended to be gay. I don't think sexuality of any kind was ever meant to be a priority in that show. I think anything that they meant to put into that show was strictly there for one purpose and one purpose only, and that was to entertain the audience. That's it. That's all it was there for.
Yeah.
So when Rocco was having bad luck with the ladies, whenever he was trying to go on dates and they never worked out, that was strictly there for comedic value. Okay. Because they probably failed with a comedic ending where like maybe the date like threw something in Rocco's face, like maybe a glass, like she splashed something in his face and then she stormed off, or she threw like food in his face and like slid down his face, like the sauce slid down his face and he just sat there in shock. That right there is comedic value.
Okay, and look, and just one last thing I would like to impart, just because again it's supposed to be a kids show,
Uh-huh.
Sesame Street, and with Bert and Ernie, I would just think that two brothers that may share a bedroom
Uh-huh.
might be look
May sleep in the same bedroom, but sleep in different beds.
yeah, they may be looking at that and feel like they can relate in their way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
good, yeah.
So so what Sesame Street is doing is they could just say Bert and Ernie are brothers.
because brothers do that.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Growing up, you know what I'm saying? Unless you had a family that was pretty well off and you can have your own room from pretty much the beginning, you know, more times than not, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna share a room with the same, you know what I'm saying, with the same sex sibling of yours more likely than not.
Yeah, but here's the problem with what Sesame Street has been doing. They have never officially confirmed that Bert and Ernie are brothers. They never confirmed it.
I get that part. I'm just
Yeah.
saying on the other side, on the viewership side, there's little boys who look at Ernie like the way they look at each other. You know what I'm saying? When it's sharing their bedroom, you know what I'm saying, as brothers. They may not they may not believe that they're brothers, but it's like a brotherly connection, sort of like the way that they have and sharing a bedroom, and there's nothing weird going on with them, you know. So
Yeah.
you know, so it's like that sort of thing. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But here's a more fun one that I did want to ask about because it was a rumor that was being bantied about, and even sometimes it got me to thinking about my own thoughts about it when I watched the Animaniacs. Pinky and the Brain, was Pinky really the smarter one?
I think Pinky and the Brain are smart, are both smart. I just think they're smart in different ways. Brain is smart in certain ways and Pinky is smart in other ways. Because Brain tries to use his smarts to try to if I'm trying to remember this correctly, because dude, it's been years since I watched the show.
Oh, yeah.
So forgive me for any lapses here.
No, basically, Brain is the architect.
Yeah.
Always drawing up blueprints, and then Pinky comes around and says, "What about this little part here? You think that's gonna work?" You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's going to work, Pinky. And then it doesn't. Oh,
Yeah, and
Brain.
then it does. Yeah.
Oh, Brain. Oh, well, we'll just try next week. Oh, you know, you know
Yeah, basically, I would say, how do I put this? Brain is too logical, while Pinky provides the emotion to his logic. They're basically two sides of the same coin.
I could see that. They together they form one complete being, I guess, to a point.
Yeah. Like you need to have a healthy balance. If you only have Brain will never get out of his situation. If you only have Pinky will never get out of his situation. You need to have both of them, and both of them need to work together to get out of their situation. They need to work together and to collaborate so that they can get out of their situation together.
But that is of course the irony in their comic tragedy is that Brain never listens to Pinky, and his plans never work out, and you know they continue to stay in that cage. You know,
yes.
If he would just listen to Pinky sometimes, then maybe he can make those adjustments to make the situation work, and maybe they'd get out.
What made the show so good?
It's sort of like a Gilligan's Island from mice situation, if you ask me.
Yeah, that's what made the show so good, is because if Brain would pull his head out of his ass and finally listen to the reality of the situation and actually learn to work with Pinky was willing to work with Brain, but if Brain was willing to work with Pinky, they would be out of their situation and be free.
No, he wanted to dance in his aloofness sometimes, and it only come around when everything's completed and say, "Oh, but Brian, what about that set? You know, the show is still gonna work." You know what I'm saying? And it's like he knows.
It's like, motherfucker, I was dotting the last I. Are you serious right now?
Yeah.
So it's like that's the whole thing with them. But speaking of balance, just real quick, I mean, I don't know, just doing a little bit of the Halloween planning, but the Evil Dead real quick. I just wanted to ask you guys, should it have been less? Okay, well, the first one, not as much comedy, balance of comedy in that, or more?
It was
a
definitely
little more tilted towards the heavy horror.
It was definitely more straight up horror with that one.
Yeah.
There was comedy, like definitely comedy in there, but less intentional, far less intentional than anything that came afterwards.
I mean, it was obnoxious as fuck. No question. I mean, those deadites were fucking, obnoxious as shit though. In this whole chaos. I mean, I think that's the one thing that bothers me the most is when somebody is like wildly obnoxious amidst a bunch of crazy chaos. That shit just, that's what makes the Joker so fucking iconic in a way, because especially with the Heath Ledger again, because he's getting fucking beat. He's fucking getting assaulted by fucking Batman. He's fucking laughing like he's just having the best time of his goddamn life. It's just like, what in the hell? You know what I'm saying?
I actually watched The Dark Knight again sometime in the last month, and my God, like, some people will say it's overhyped. That performance is it's fucking outstanding.
It's not overhyped. I mean, people could say that man was on drugs, but you know what I'm saying, before that. But I mean, goddamn, some people still say that fucking great performance, but it took his life. Some people still basically combine it like that. They will always combine it like that. Great role, but it took his life. They'll always say that.
I don't think so.
I'm willing to be fair as a journalist and say,
just based on what I know, I don't think so.
As a journalist, I'm willing to be fair and say, yeah, there have been reports that he was on drugs before that time and leading up to that time.
Yeah. I don't think he was taking them just because of that. But as far as being like, yeah, this performance made him spiral to a point where he just was kind of like, went to that place where he would just, I don't agree with that.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, because people's our minds in general, just a general understanding of the brain is very complex. And I mean, if you sit with a lot of what the Joker thinks about, especially his version and everything like that, I mean, and you start thinking about society and you start thinking about, shit like that. I mean, it's just like
you take a bit of a deep dive into what constitutes the world that we live in. He's like,
I mean, just think about that one line that people always hold to, that, people die every day, but but you kill, but you kill one person, out in public, or, everybody loses their minds, it's like, it's like that part people always hold to, because it's like, it's a really strong point that people just don't think about, you kill it, you kill a person in a more shock value public way. It creates this thing, but it was like you watch the news and you hear about people dying like that a lot, and you don't seem to have the same shock when you're just watching it on the news and things like that. I mean, it's a really deep commentary to have to get into for a character that's supposedly fictional, But see, but people don't realize that very real people are writing the words and the thought processes that these characters have. And so it's a weird thing to take in and process. And you're trying to be this person, and you're taking drugs. You know.
Yeah, like I kind of take back what I said a little bit. I don't know. It's always something I've been kind of like. It's something I've been kind of conflicted about as to whether that was because from memory he was like invested as much as you could be in that. Like I think he was like writing journals as the Joker kind of thing, which ties into the drugs a little bit, but a little bit, maybe a lot. I don't know. Maybe it's just a method thing. I don't know.
See,
like, obviously, we'll never know. He's not around to give us any answers. But I don't know. I've always been kind of conflicted about the answer to that.
I get it.
Always will be.
And and this is how my weird little brain works, folks. The best thing that I can do, that I feel like that we can do in this moment, especially those like us that are putting our voices and our faces and things like that out here, is sometimes be willing to open our brains up and give our process a little bit. This is my process. Like when I think about Halloween, I think about creepy shit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes movies, sometimes things in real life that happen that are, hella creepy and shit like that. And just
like what Jim talked about to open the show with.
What the special? Oh no! What? Oh,
imagining you and caressing your pecs and all that stuff.
See,
Less spooky than it's much more creepy than spooky.
No, that's perverse. No, that is perverse and maladjusted. No. That's a whole different. That's a whole different set of issues that we have to kind of confront in a different way. Perverse and maladjusted. And just it's weird. I don't even think if I did have, a fit, because it wasn't like that long of a process, by the way, to finish that story. It's like when I started getting into sports, I got pushed into sports pretty much because I wasn't always a sports kid. I would play, of course I would play around my friends outside, but of course Nintendo came around. That was my era of being a gamer. It was, not, of course, not that I ever known, any point in my life of memory that there wasn't video games around. I mean, that's just a tragic thing of being an older millennial, is that, that's one of those things. I never known a day in my life of not having a fucking, Now some other people, tablets. That's where I separate from certain other people, because, tablets and all that shit. There was a time I didn't know that. Fucking short time, but there was a time I didn't have those things. But video games always there. Nintendo was definitely my era, and I was in the house, not touching grass anymore, not playing our inner city game of rugby or anything like that. I was in the house a lot, building my own track for for Excite Bike and all that type of shit. And then I got pushed out to doing sports. And then after I started doing sports, I started to get a little bit slimmer, more in shape. And no, I never thought, oh my God, I'm going to see if I can go a straight line from tit to taint. You know what I'm saying?
Thank God.
No, okay. Jesus Christ. Not even then. And not now. It's just like, my goodness.
But no, I was like, when I was listening to your story earlier, I was like, I was pretty much the same. Like, I was very much like, I was a gamer kid. Then I was kind of pushed into sports. I did that for like, I played AFL, which is, Aussie rules football, for a little while. Just, well, I played that for at least a year, maybe two. Just wasn't really my thing. Got into basketball for a while. Played that for a while. Got into karate for like a while at a certain point, and just ultimately I was just like, no, I just don't enjoy any of this, and then went back to games and writing and blah blah blah, and just got fatter and fatter for the next decade or so.
It was more I enjoyed. I never looked at it like some of my other friends did, like that was going to be the way out. Like that was not my calling. I had a lot of friends who were athletic. I ended up, I guess, being what you would consider athletic and everything like that. But I had a different. I enjoyed those things and enjoyed and made them a part of my experience. But I had a calling in life. I just didn't know how the fuck I was going to do it. Being here, it just doesn't foster any sort of like you can be whatever you want to be creativity around here. It just doesn't. It's just like sort of
like it was never in your mind that like I'm going to be a pro baseball player. That's going to be that's going to be my thing.
When you're a kid, yeah. No, when you're a kid, you were going to be everybody wanted to be a football star or something like that, when you were a kid. But then when I started getting older and I started thinking, not even much older, but when I look back on my life and I realized like how many times in my life did I fucking do fake interviews with people? That I either pick up something, pretend to have a mic, and then put the mic in somebody's face like I'm interviewing them. Like, how many times did I fucking do this in my goddamn life? Even when I was out playing basketball, what I'm saying? I would do that to my friends as a way of trolling them when they got, when they got faced up on the play. It's just a way of trolling them now. Like, how did you feel, having your shot blocked that way? And putting the mic in their face, just fucking with them. Like, that was just my fucking calling going all the way back to when I was a fucking kid. The only thing that ever excited me, like the way fucking watching basketball excited certain kids when they were way young is the way fucking you can't do that on television excited me when I was a kid. It made me feel like, wow, you could be a kid and do this and do like Saturday Night Live or fucking like not necessarily the news. You could fucking be a kid and fucking do this, but my life was my life. I couldn't get my mom to move me to fucking California to get me to do this shit. So life was kind of like just being able to just dream and dream what I would do if I could do this shit, if I had my own camera equipment and do this shit, and everything like that, what I would fucking do and all that type of shit like that. This shit here is my fucking calling. The fucking doing that night owl shit that I was doing back in the day when I was warring with Jim and shit like this, being able to create and do a bunch of crazy ass shit. That was my fucking call. That's shit that I've been wanting to do ever since I was before I was a teenager. What I'm saying? I enjoy playing sports and shit like that. But if I could have been doing shit where I could have been just in some fucking studio, just doing fucking a bunch of creative ass skit shit and like, and possibly competing to be on Saturday Night Live, making a fool of myself, or even in Living Color. Or even fucking Mad TV. I would have fucking did that. I swear to God, I would have. And then I wanted to be a journalist. But then I also wanted to be a journalist. I wanted to be a photographer, an interviewer, and all that other type of shit too. I wanted to do everything fucking media was. This is where I land. This is my calling. Mainframe multimedia was my fucking calling from all the way back as a little bitty baby boy. This has been my calling.
Yeah, like being creative is one of the earliest things I can really remember as far as like something I wanted to do. I've always been the I forget what you call me, but I've always been like the guy trying to do voices, stuff like that. Like it,
I used to like Rich Little.
Yeah, it's like, the sports stuff is fun. Like I don't hate it, but I'd rather be reading or, doing impressions or just, I don't know, other stuff.
Or making the young girlies laugh. Mm-hmm.
And that was a part of it. That did, definitely, it definitely was beneficial at times.
Showing them
sometimes the girls were just like, yeah, this guy likes to do South Park impressions too much.
Yeah. It's always good to show a girl your funny bone and your other bone.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Like I said, man, Groucho Marx was like, I don't know, man. Like I said, that's one of the guys I always tried to fucking, as a kid, I always had to work on getting his voice and getting his fucking temperament and attitude. I don't know fucking why. It's like one of those fucking things. Like I just always wanted to fucking, like, why did I want to be fucking Groucho Marx so bad? I was like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Why did I want to be fucking, why did I get as a preteen and want to be fucking You know what I'm saying? Don Rickles so goddamn bad. Like it's just fucking. I think what fucking first sparked it was fucking Jim Carrey. Was fucking Jim Carrey on fucking In Living Color. I think that's part of what sparked it for me. And fucking Dirty Work. Oh my god. Those two shits. I started looking into fucking. I started looking into Don Rickles after that point. After I saw
shit, because he was the theater manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You fat, you're sweating on the phone. Oh my god. Oh my god. I was like, oh my god, who is this guy? Who the fuck is this guy? Oh yeah. After that point, yeah, I want to know everything about Don Rickles. I want to know everything about Don Rickles. Especially when Jim Carrey did an impersonation of him on Living Color. When he was basically the presiding over it, when he was basically performing for the UN delegates and everything like that. So he had like a bunch of fucking like people from all over the fucking world. You know what I'm saying? Hey, to the African delegates, Umdawa! You know what I'm saying? Oh my god. I was like, after that point, I wanted to know who fucking Don Rickles was. I wanted to fucking know about that guy. There was no way I was not gonna know about Don Rickles after that point. Crazy.
Man, what a fucking career. Like, I have to assume you've seen Casino, right?
Yeah.
Which is like
mostly.
It's sort of serious Don. I mean, it's pretty serious Don Rickles, but he's still very much Don Rickles. And man,
it's Vegas.
Well.
He gets to be Don Rickles still, but
Yeah.
being in a more serious tone. But yeah, but that's just fucking love it. But yeah, man, that's just me. That's always fucking been me. The kid staying up too late watching fucking Politically Incorrect. That was my shit. Watching the Arsenio Hall show. That was my shit. You know what I'm saying? Watching not necessarily the news. You know what I'm saying? Instead of the real news. That was my shit. Watching The Onion when it first came out. Like, that was my fucking, like, I like shit like that. I like when people talk about the news and then, like, sort of either make fun of it or make up shit or whatever to sort of, like, parody what they always fucking talk about. Like, I always fucking love that. I always fucking love that type of creative shit. And you just never know how, man. And finally, you had to wait around. Thank God I was young enough to be able to still be around and still be able to do some shit around in the form when the internet is really like fucking popping now. And now I can fucking do this shit now like I fucking wanted to do it a little bit more. And I finally found the right smart ass to fucking partner up with in Jim to fucking start doing some shit that I was doing, realize some milestones and then move the fuck on, you know, meet some interesting people like I always wanted to meet and actually do some shit like the Saturday superhero extravaganza. Yes, I'm always going to bring that up because that's always going to be a golden time for me that was ruined by a shitty person, you know.
God damn it, Charles.
Oh, I'm never going to live that down, am I?
No, Charles, you have, just not in the jokes, okay? Just not in the jokes. But for me, you absolutely have. You're not the shitty person that I'm talking about, of course. You should know that by now. But it's okay. But it's okay because you are my friend. And if you know, because if you are joking, I'm saying, it's fine. And I'll get used to that. But I am used to saying I have no problem reassuring you because I want to make sure you know that I do not definitely see you that way. Just so because I know, because again, I'm trying to be more sensitive because I know that I've been around more people than I realized growing up in my life that have been on that spectrum. And even though I didn't know, I still try to treat them with the bit of, with the bit of respect that I would anybody else, regardless of what I may have felt was a little off or whatever, and everything like that. So I'm always trying to be cognizant of that, especially now that I know that it really was something. And having somebody who had a stutter and was put into a special education class and things like that to kind of work on my stutter, I kind of was able to kind of be in perspective of just not seeing everybody as you know, the window liquor on the school bus. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to break yourself away from feeling like every single person that has a mental issue is that person. And it took me being in there. It took me having to be on the other side of the wall, only having to stutter and having to be on the. It's sort of like being in one of those movies where it's like you're being put in some place you're not supposed to be, and it's like you know what I'm saying. It's like it's done. It's like it was almost like the thing that happens is that you kind of learn a lesson, even though it was wrong and it was kind of messed up. But you kind of learn a lesson, like okay, I really shouldn't treat you know what I'm saying people with mental issues of any type that way. You know, it's not right. You know, because look at what the fuck I had to endure just having a stutter. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and just, you know, and dealing with that. And that's why I want to make sure, like, in case you think, and just, you know, hey, just in case, look, because we can get to a point where I don't have to take it so seriously and make sure that I reassure you. But just in case, I want to make sure you always know that, hey, I don't think of you that way at all. I have long, you know what I'm saying, dealt with what that really was about. You know, and what Lou took advantage of at that point, you know, and I didn't understand it at that point. And, you know, the way I understand it now. And if I understood it now, the way, you know what I'm saying, the way I should have then, you know what I'm saying, then I would, you know what I'm saying, then I would have, all of my vitriol, all of my rage would have been impacted on Lou solely because he, you know what I'm saying, because he took advantage, you know what I'm saying, of a situation, you know, so. You know, that's kind of how I view it now. You know, you know, was there some accountability to be taken, you know what I'm saying, on your part? Yes. But you know, Lou, you know what I'm saying, Lou took advantage of an overall situation, you know what I'm saying, for himself. And that's, you know what I'm saying, and that's why I shift, you know what I'm saying, my feelings of, you know what I'm saying, where I felt back then. That was a younger me. That was a younger me.
Yeah, and I still feel bad about what happened.
Like I said, that was an earlier you that was still navigating. You know, you see again, and there's nothing wrong with that situation. Real quick, folks, because look, folks, this is what the fuck this is. You know, and in light of movies like music. That really played into a really stereotypical part of what people think autism is and things like that. It just sometimes we just got to speak on this shit the way it's got to be spoken on. So basically, he took advantage of an earlier you that's still navigating the situations of dealing with people who don't know always quite how to deal with people, you know what I'm saying, that have mental, especially people who are on the spectrum. And their affect and their feelings about situations and their, you know what I'm saying, and their trust, you know what I'm saying, and their loyalties and who they're more connected to and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? It all plays into that particular part. You know what I'm saying? Like with someone who, you know what I'm saying, who has a very supportive system and it relies on a lot of trust and reliability and that connection and that, you know what I'm saying, and that sort of tenure, as it were, you know, it was natural for you to have more of a connection and loyalty and tenure to Lou than it was to me, you know, and he knew that, you know what I'm saying? And he knew at that point that him putting ideas in your head about a situation and about me and so on and so forth, he knew that, you know what I'm saying, that it would be enough to push, you know what I'm saying, to push a wedge in that situation and eventually get what he wanted, you know what I'm saying, even further in that situation.
Yeah.
You know, so like I said, you know, I don't, you know what I'm saying, I try to deal with people on an equal basis, you know, and try to, you know what I'm saying, and just try to basically, you know what I'm saying, move in a more honest tone. Some people, you know what I'm saying, and I can admit that I didn't have the experience, you know, of dealing with someone, you know what I'm saying, who was on the spectrum. And I, you know, and just trying to move, you know what I'm saying, in that, you know what I'm saying, in that vein, and just trying to basically be as respectful as I can. Some people just look at it and they see an opportunity, and you know, and that's all that was, and that's how I fucking, you know, look at that. And you know, and it's like, you know, when somebody takes advantage of that trust, that loyalty, and that tenure to basically drive a wedge, that's, you know what I'm saying, that's why I say, you know, if I'd understood that You know what I'm saying? Then I'd have known better, and I wouldn't have been so pissed off at Charles about that situation.
Yeah.
Seriously, because yeah, that's all.
Well, I mean,
that's all. And it's to say nothing of Charles' intelligence, Charles' maturity is to say nothing of that. You know what I'm saying? At all, because that's not what it's about at all. But again, it's about the way the mind works. And like I said again, because even with us considered normal people, our loyalties, our connections to people, our experiences, and history with people, plays out in different ways and connects to different loyalties in different situations, even with people who consider quote unquote normal. So you take that and you put it to a person that has a more complex mind, and they're dealing with how to navigate through that, and now they're trying to take more chances and having friendships with people on the internet that they don't really know, that they don't really connect to on a more personal level, and things like that. So it's learning how to deal with all of that in the best way that you can. So like I said, I didn't understand that, and and Lou took advantage of that.
Yeah.
So that's it. So trust me. I've long thought about it, and you could always know, man, that I've never sat and helped. That's why I keep speaking on it. I speak on it now as as a fond memory, that we had on the show, because we really did have a good time before Lou started working his way, started working his way, in and trying to wedge his way in. We were having a great time. So I will, and I won't look at that and say now I'm not feeling so much on that because of that, because I now understand better. That's why I keep constantly bringing it up.
Okay, all right, yeah.
And this is why the whole thing even happened before, despite Lou, and that's why despite Lou, because because of Damian, who I was getting to know and having good vibes about. And also because this was an opportunity to at least in some way, shape, and form to really start doing shows, more exclusively with you again. Everything like that. So always know that idiots that I join idiots that are brilliant mainly because of you. Despite Lou, my wanting to do shows with you again exclusively was more, was more prevalent than me not really wanting to do shows with Lou.
Oh no, I completely get it. I mean, yeah.
Like I said, so I just want you to know that if you ever thought that I ever still held anything about that, like you were the reason. If it wasn't for you, and if it wasn't for Damian, like I got to be honest with you, Damian, we were starting to get to know each other. I don't know if it was just you and Lou. I don't know if I really could have been convinced. And it's not anything towards you. You know what I'm saying? Being honest.
I get that.
I know that when we were doing the idiots that are brilliant show thing, you had to be convinced to be brought on to that. I remember that.
But it was you. But
even before you joined, I recall moments with me and Charles where we still had to deal with certain things.
Yeah,
I'm not afraid. I'm sorry. Look, no, it's all good, you guys, and I'm not.
You were a kind of a godsend to a point. Led us to where we are now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, and that's the one thing that I wanted that I said before, most recently, that you would like to think, and most people would love to try to act like, oh, I helped bring these guys out, and no, I'm not gonna do that shit at all, because you guys were always you guys, you know what I'm saying? And it was just about challenging. If anything, it was saying, you know what? I know these guys. I feel like I know you. I feel like especially I know Charles, and I know who he is, and you know what I'm saying? And I know the kind of guy that he can be given the right show and given the right material and given the right content. I know the kind of co-host he can be. and I'm starting to feel like I know fucking Damian, and I know the kind of guy that he wants to be, and he's not a fucking constant yapper that's got to be on a show where he's got to constantly yap and constantly jock for position to fucking say something with like 3, 4, 5, and 6 fucking guys. I fucking like knew that, so it's like if I can get these guys in a space where they can speak about the shit that they like to speak about. You know what I'm saying? And talk the way they want to talk at their pace and their speed. You know what I'm saying? They'll do substantial things in my fucking opinion. And when that opportunity came along, that's why I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Despite Lou, I'll bring my ass on. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to work with these guys. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to work with these fucking guys right here. So despite Lou, and I was already starting to see the crack show. Like we're fucking starting to do you. Fucking starting to do you. We're reviewing you, yeah. I'm like Lou, you don't understand that the glass fucking case is a big representation, a big, you know what I'm saying, a big thread throughout his whole fucking story of his first season. How do you not fucking get that, pal? How you not getting that? I don't just see that. Like you amaze me sometimes, bro. Like how do you not get that clear room is a whole thread of his whole story going all the way back to when he was a kid and he was kept in that fucking room by the guy, you know what I'm saying, by the guy he was living with and shit like that. Are you fucking serious, guy? Like come on.
I'll say 2 things. I'll give Lou credit for, I don't know if this is the right way to phrase it, my favorite stone flip out ever, the Seagal incident, if you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, which was like, I know you were furious, but for me that was very entertaining because I was thinking the same fucking thing.
It's fine. Look, my anger anymore isn't to be taken as like this moment that you need to stand in awe of it all the time. Like it used to be that way when Jim first pulled me in and started doing shows, started doing streams and podcasts. I felt that way. Like when I got pissed off, it was this thing that you need to stand back and take seriously. This is a fucking moment. Like this is extinction level event type shit here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like watch out, watch your toes. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, it's not like that anymore. Like that anger was real because it was about the show. It was about it's not about I'm pissed off. Everybody stop and look and be scared. No, it's not about that. It's about for my other co-hosts here, for all the people that might watch this show at some point in time, or maybe even watching it live right now. I need people to understand that regardless on how I felt about We Have a Ghost, I fucking watched that movie all the way fucking through. Fucking through. And I needed him to understand that I did the fucking work so that I could come back to this fucking show and tell you why I didn't like it. For real. And give you some real reasons why I didn't like the fucking movie that you're not going to be able to deny.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why you do if you're going to do the show, do the fucking work. Don't fucking sit here and I didn't like his fucking jacket and say I didn't watch the movie. I didn't like his fucking jacket. You know
because his jacket.
You think I'm some kind of fucking you think I'm some kind of fucking idiot right now, bro? Like, you think I'm wasting my fucking time here for you to tell me I ain't like his fucking jacket? You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I ain't watched the fucking movie. Like, bro, you know what? I could have easily. You know what?
It's like the dumbest reason for anything ever.
I'm like, I could have easily said, I had a more legit reason. I could have easily said, this is a ripoff. This is a stupid ass, low budget, backhanded ripoff of Beetlejuice, and I'm not fucking watching this shit. I'm not watching it. And I would have been well justified within my fucking rights. Well within my fucking rights. I would have been well within my rights not to watch the rest of the fucking movie We Have a Ghost. Because it was absolutely that and much worse. Are you fucking serious right now? I fucking did the work, bro. Like it's like just do the fucking work. The movie was the movie was a good fucking movie. Like do the fucking work. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I was talking. I was talking to my family about, like talking about the whole, you know what I'm saying, oil situation, and talking about like it led into that about substandard equipment. Like talking about, I was watching this other video on YouTube about how it gets me wondering. Like it got me to wonder. I was talking to them like, how can a fucking amusement park industry that makes billions of dollars, I would dare to say, you know what I'm saying, billions upon billions of dollars, can still have malfunctions in their equipment where people are getting severely injured and dying, even, you know, and
Uh,
man, put that shit off. Pull that shit off right now.
I'm sorry.
You know what? Fuck. You know, I'm gonna take a moment and do a voice here. I will not dignify that with a response.
I'm sorry. I was please forgive me.
I'm gonna do a voice on that one. Fuck that. I will not dignify that rubbish with a response. Insane.
No, sir.
Insane. Goddammit. Anyway,
that was too good.
It's like, I'll say one. I said it before. I even wrote an article on it, and I'll say it again. Steven Seagal, you can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want about his acting. You can say whatever you want about his martial arts. But he's had Kelly. He's had
poor.
But he's had Kelly LeBrock, John C. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? John C. McGinley. He's had fucking like he's had fucking like Mark Helgenberger, just to name a few people that he's had in his fucking movies. You know what I'm saying? That have been able to support and really give that movie life. Like you can look past Steven Seagal's performance and whatever you want to say in a lot of these movies and really get to the story of what he was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Oil companies, you know what I'm saying, fucking over the natives, you know what I'm saying, in Alaska, using substandard equipment, you know what I'm saying, out there, you know what I'm saying, creating dangerous oil drills and dangerous environmental hazards, you know what I'm saying, out there, you know what I'm saying, in those oceans. You know what I'm saying? They constantly talk about it. You know what I'm saying? The Patriot, Homeland militias spreading fucking biological agents and chemicals and weapons that the government is creating and shit like that. You know, just there's all the different, you know what I'm saying, different movies that, you know what I'm saying, different subject matter that he spoke about, but all people wanted to fixate on was his martial arts or lack thereof, which, by the way, a mixed martial artist who kicked the man in the face and won a world title in the UFC, you know what I'm saying, credited Steven Seagal of showing him the move that he used to knock a man out and win a world title, by the way. You know what I'm saying? In his later years, you know what I'm saying, as a fighter. Say what you want. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. But
it's sort of like if you're gonna sort of like, you know, go about like think about any classic action stuff for the most part, were any of them really good actors or good at, you know, doing convincing fighting? Mostly no.
It
wasn't really important. It was like it was it was everything around it.
I would say that when Steven Seagal was more in his element was when he was doing more true to life connecting story, like when he was doing more stuff like you know what I'm saying, like Out for Justice, where, you know what I'm saying, where he was playing more, or you know, so he was playing more into, you know, yeah, he's a cop, he's, you know, so he's a good guy, but he's got family members that's kind of got dubious past and things like that, you know, like he was more in his element, but he tried to stretch his shit out a little bit more and play other people, you know what I'm saying, and things like that, you know, and you know, he realized when he was starting to get more production credits that he couldn't be like the complete lead guy. He could be the lead action guy, but he can't just be the main one. So he made sure he had people in there that definitely had some experience, that could definitely carry a movie. Like he knew, look, Kelly, like to me, I think Kelly LeBrock, like, you know, if they had like a younger girl playing, you know what I'm saying, playing their creation, like it probably wouldn't have done as well. you needed someone like Kelly LeBrock to be able to carry Anthony Michael Hall and the other guy, you know what I'm saying, as being younger guys in this movie, you know what I'm saying, to really give it balance. You know what I'm saying? So he understood that. He got Kelly LeBrock, you know what I'm saying, to be able to give more balance to his more stoic cop role, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. He understood what he needed to do. Those movies did what they had to do, but I think he got really shitted on because of the subject matter that he was speaking about. No one really ever wants to speak about the subject matter of those movies. Seriously.
And what was the like the Outbreak movie? Like the
Patriot, which they love to overshadow with Mel Gibson's, you know what I'm saying, bullshit period piece.
Like, yeah, it's like title wise poor timing, but as far as the movie goes, I did really enjoy that one.
It was a great one. It once again spoke to the real issues that's going on in this world, like above the law, government agencies, the CIA over, you know what I'm saying, going overseas, basically acting like fucking like drug dealers, you know what I'm saying, like interrogating motherfuckers and torturing them because their poppy feels getting fucked with, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying, it's like guys who, you know, guys who are in the military, who are high levels in the military, you know, are realizing they're either kind of coming on as extra muscle and extra help for these guys, or they're, you know, or they're getting out, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. You know, it's like he's talking on real shit. You know, how the classic Italian mafia are connecting with Jamaican posses, you know what I'm saying, to further their drug distribution and make deals, and you know what I'm saying, instead of thinking they could war out with everybody, you know, because they're realizing that they don't have the soldiers to really bear that out, you know what I'm saying, like they used to. So it's like now it's like trying to make deals with, you know, so with Jamaicans, probably they wouldn't have done back before, but they're doing that. Like, that's the stories that he's telling behind, oh, he don't really know martial arts. But there's a story that he's telling back there, folks. Is the story shitty? You know what I'm saying? Is the stuff that he's depicting, is that bullshit? Like, let's talk about it. Fire, you know what I'm saying? On Deadly Ground, you know what I'm saying? On Deadly Ground, and Fire Down Below, you know what I'm saying? Where he's talking about corporations that are doing business and doing, you know what I'm saying, industrial type shit, and taking their toxic waste and they're dumping it in, like, you know what I'm saying, in like country areas, you know what I'm saying, making people sick. You know, it's like, is he telling? He's got Chris Christopherson in this movie. Is he telling the fucking bad? Is he telling the bad story? He having fucking Randy Travis in there, Travis Tritt, and they're playing the fucking casino. You know what I'm saying? Performing like, are y'all not seeing all this shit happen? Y'all keep talking about like Steven Seagal doesn't know martial arts, he can't act, but can everybody else that's around?
Yeah, but did you watch the movie? Like, did you take it in?
Yeah, did you really do that?
Does your brain function on some level?
That's all I'm saying. Like, look, we pick apart movies all the time, but people pick apart movies and I didn't quite like this and that. I'm like, but never have I really seen how somebody, they tried to act like one person really shut down the whole scope of a whole entire movie like that. I don't think Steven Seagal's performances were required to be Shakespeare level, you know, and they were action movies.
No, like, yeah, like if that was the deal, where it's just him, scene after scene after scene after scene, it's just him, you know, having to carry the entire movie. Okay, that probably wouldn't work, almost definitely. But that's, at least based on what I've seen, largely isn't the case.
Yeah, he always
and
has.
Not to say he hasn't got some stinkers. He definitely has.
No, and over the late years, when Hollywood basically started to, you know what I'm saying, when the jokes started to get more prevalent and less, you know what I'm saying, prevalent stars were willing to give his movies a chance, they started to, you know what I'm saying, they started to basically, and then when he wasn't really, and then, okay, the whole body double shit, it's just like, you know, like, I don't know how old he is in comparison to a Jackie Chan or something like that, but it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just like,
I'm not sure.
Like, I don't like the body double shit that starts to really, then it starts to make everything that people said true. Not he can't do martial arts, but it's like all this other movie shit that wasn't there before. is now starting to be there. Is now starting to be there in the movies you're making now, and then it start. And now you're really starting to become the joke that they really wanted you to be all that time, that you really weren't. You know what I'm saying? But now it's starting to become more like that when it didn't have to be. You know, but it's because Hollywood wanted to shit on that. No one wants to review those movies and talk about the validity of the stories that he was telling in those movies. Seriously.
Which is kind of surprising, given that like it really ties into especially a lot of what the left is sort of trying to push these days.
But that's what I keep trying to tell. That's what I always.
Although doesn't he live in Russia now? Maybe that's why.
Doesn't matter. But see,
he hates the Ukraine.
But see, here's the thing. Hollywood always wants to claim. People always want to claim, because see, what I keep always saying, what I always debated with Jim about, is the people behind the curtain. Whatever you want to say, Illuminati, Bilderberg, whatever the fuck you want to say. You know, the people behind the curtain that will use whatever divisionary tactics they can to create that division. They'll do it. So if it's got to be religion, gender, race, nationalism, patriotism, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the hell will create that division, they'll do it. So if it makes people who are conservative mad, feeling like Hollywood makes movies based on a leftist point of view, but yet you wonder, why is Hollywood giving Steven Seagal such shit when Steven Seagal was all about environmental protection, you know, in his movies, was all about, you know, saying corporations not, you know, saying not being able to do what they want and hurting the environment. He did 2 movies that talked about big corporations hurting the environment, you know, say for their own selfish profit. He talked about the government. He talked about the government basically, you know, basically going out to third world countries, using them as a way to push drugs and make more profit, you know, for themselves, for their own selfish gains. How the mafia is not really all that dead, and now they're using different tactics to diversify, you know what I'm saying, what they're doing, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And how, you know, and how sometimes even police are compromised because they have past with, you know what I'm saying, with people, with friends they grew up with, and people that are well known to be in organized crime. Like I'm going and meeting with a guy who is, you know what I'm saying, who is a mafia don. You know, like I'm a cop. I'm going to meet with this guy and kiss his fucking ring. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what he's showing you. Like he's letting you know, like, guys do this. You know, like guys do this. And like, oh, whoa, hey, whoa. Like, wait a second, what are you doing over here? You know, like, hey, Steven Seagal, this is like, we always thought your stories about bone breaking and, you know what I'm saying, twisting people's ankles, you know what I'm saying, all the way around like the Exorcist, you know what I'm saying, or something like we didn't know you were, you know, we didn't know you were talking about like you know, cops kissing, you know what I'm saying, cops kissing, you know what I'm saying, kissing people's rings and shit. You know, kissing the Don's ring like he's part of their fucking family. You know, like, you don't talk about that. You know, like they didn't like that. Like it's all, they make you think that, oh yeah, they would love to put movies out and do shit like that until people started really looking and realizing, like, holy shit, Steven Seagal was really saying some things in these movies. You know, let's go ahead and start tarnishing his legacy. So, you know, people won't really want to talk about these movies. Oh, this thing is all shit. It's all Steven Seagal shit movies, and we won't talk about that. You know, ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Out of the shitty movies that have been there, that people still talk about and people still converse over, like they won't converse over these movies because it's too real. Like, you got a detective that had to kind of balance his life because of friends that he knew. You know what I'm saying? Because of fucking friends that he knew and shit like that. Even above the law, he still had friends and family that was fucking in organized crime as a fucking detective. Like he still, like when that whole gunfight went down, that's where he fucking went. He went to, you know what I'm saying, he went to his fucking family's house, man. They got fucking security like he's a fucking president, but he's a fucking mafia boss. What the fuck? Like he's giving you what the fuck's going on. Like he's like, bro, there are cops out here in New York, especially in New York and New Jersey, that are dealing with that exact fucking shit. It's real.
It's like, yeah, but he squints too much.
Yeah, bro, but yeah, I know. That's the world at large, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the world at large sometimes. And I mean, like that's why, and that's why we're going. But again,
especially now, we are definitely living in the dumbest era. Surely that since perhaps the Middle Ages, it's got to be like the dumbest era since, like, in centuries. It has to be.
We are in the idiocracy, I feel like, in some ways. I mean, I do feel like we truly.
And I was sort of talking to Jim about this briefly. It's worse than, I think. Like, I think he said the people in that movie are almost scholars compared to what we're dealing with.
The only way that is worse is that President Camacho is white and way less fit.
Yeah.
The former president, like former President Trump, is President Camacho from Idiocracy, except he's white and way less fit. But I believe that if he had an opportunity, he would definitely put out a goddamn M16 and fire it over the crowd's head to get him to shut up if he could.
And then the alternative is just I don't know what I prefer, but I think I know. I'd rather a big display over just retarded laughter.
Are we talking about Kamala Harris?
I mean, who else?
God, I'm sorry, bro. I took time and I watched that debate. I gotta be honest with you. I watched it. I just don't feel like Trump is a particularly smart CEO. I saw the debate, man. I saw the debate.
Kamala, though, she is just, there's nothing there. Like, absolute, like, just based on what I've seen, like, I don't follow this shit that closely, but everything I see from her, I'm just like, if that brain is the size of a pea, I would be amazed.
No, but bro, I'm gonna tell you like this. I would agree with you on this one thing. During the debate, I would say that like her desire to always have the last word, like that was the one thing that I was definitely critical of. Because you could let him make his stupid statement, but then when you start wanting to, I gotta say something back because he said that last stupid thing just then, and he thinks that people are gonna. But it's like it. But that's the fear that he draws, though, because he has such an agitated base that that support him, that they feel like him being able to make that last little dumb statement is like him winning. So she couldn't have him feeling like he was winning, or have this agitated fan base feeling like he was winning. So she had to say something else that counters that, instead of staying dignified and just like she was determined to have something there. But sometimes it was at the cost of being childish like him sometimes. And even when she said something that was very clever, and she would always let him pull her back into another conversation. Because even when the moderators see me, it's different for me. I don't know how other people like look at debates, but I was on a debate team when I was in high school, so it's different for me. It's a different. Yeah, but valuable.
Nerd. Fucking nerd.
but he was truly the brilliant idiot that got rid of a real idiot, Lou.
All right, fair.
TEE-HEE.
A very awesome one. I definitely tell you that much. But it's a level of discipline to be in a true debate, because people always think debates are arguments. Like, that's why I would love to moderate and host an actual debate myself, because I would structure it truly the way it's supposed to be. Oh my God, it would be brutal. It would be brutal for them. It would be brutal. Oh my God, it would be so much fun for me though. It would be but it would be brutal for them. Oh my God, like the way debates used to work. Everybody sits down. One person gets up and goes to the podium, and they have about, I don't know, anywhere between 2 to 4 minutes to speak. I forgot how the minute arrangement works out when you first start out and everything like that. But you get up and you give your speech about whatever topic and however you want to speak about it. You know what I'm saying? Now in the debate, we would do it a little differently. You know, you can give your opening speech or whatever, your opening, you know what I'm saying, volleys. And then after the 4 minutes is over, your mic is muted. Instantly, automatically. Your mic is muted and you're asked to sit down. And then you'll sit down and the other person will come up. And then we'll talk about a subject. And then we'll speak about a subject. We'll speak about abortion. You'll go up there and you'll speak. You'll say what you say. If you say anything that goes outside of abortion, the points will be counted off. Like, and then you'll get your time limit. Your time limit's done. Your mic will be muted. And you'll sit down. And then the other person comes up and then they'll speak. That's standing up at the podium, back and forth like that. It's not the way real debates work. It takes a level of discipline that I had as a 16-year-old in high school. Probably about 15, 16-year-old in high school. You had to have the discipline to sit there and listen to somebody try to basically directly try to speak about your speech and what you had to say about that subject, as if, you know what I'm saying, you don't know what you're talking about. And you have to sit there disciplined. And meantime, you're writing notes of what's our comeback going to be, you know, now, because you prepare what you're going to prepare. Like, we were talking about fucking China, communism, and their feelings of like family restrictions and everything like that. You know, like they can only have a certain amount of kids and everything like that. And
you've got a second baby girl on the way. Well, that's going down the river in a basket.
Oh no, you can keep them, but you got to leave your house and all the funding that we're giving you because you're going outside of the, you know what I'm saying, the ordinance. You know, as long as you stay within their requirements at that point, that's how it was working. As long as you stay within their requirements, you get their funding, you get housing, you know what I'm saying? You're good. That's how the communism system worked in China. But if you go outside and you have too many kids and everything like that, then, you know, you leave the housing, you don't get the funding, your secure job is over with, and you figure it out for yourself at that point. So, and you have to, and it's not so much you have to have a real connected feeling about either one, because at any point in time in the tournament, you can either be for or against, depending on the situation, and you have to be ready to argue on both sides. But hold on, but wait a second, I really don't think they should be fucking like restricting people from having the kind of kids they want to have and leaving them destitute like that and all that type of shit like that and treating girls as if they're like second-class citizens. I don't believe in that. Well, if you want to win this debate, you're going to have to believe it at some point, and you're going to have to create an effective argument for it. Well, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like
okay, I'm a robot?
Huh?
It's like I'm a robot, I guess.
In a way, you have to be like, that's what they want. Like, you become a politician or a lawyer, and you have to be able to he's innocent, he's guilty, he's innocent, he's guilty. And this is why.
No.
And here's my bullet point reasons as to all their reasons why they are guilty. And then if I need to, here's the reasons why this other person is guilty of the same crimes. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that's what it kind of leads you
Reason
into.
one,
Like,
you are gay. Reason two, you are so gay.
okay. Not
I get
not
sucked
either.
into
Now let me go. Let me take the fatherly the UK position here and for you, Damian. Now either someone is a homophobe or they're a pillow biter. Which one do you think? Which one? Which one? Which one?
Biting pillows makes no sense, so I guess I am homophobe.
Well then, Damian.
Pillows contain no nutrients. Homophobe also makes no sense. Circuitry degrading. I'm not scared. I just don't want to kiss dudes. Circuitry degrading.
But all I'm saying is just turn down the sensitivity levels on your gaydar. Is all I'm saying.
I don't know if I could do that. It's got presets and I don't want to void the warranty.
Jesus Christ, bro.
Gaydar overloading. Too many homos everywhere.
Trust me. Look,
So much semen
trust
coming
me.
up circuits. How did that get in here?
I will say this, at least on the male side, what I've seen a lot on the male side is that there's a lot of gay guys that like to date themselves. So if you ever see a gay guy looking like you, Damian, I probably would be a little worried then, but otherwise I wouldn't be too worried. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be too worried, okay?
I've heard stories of like people getting into relationships with themselves and even going as far as marrying themselves, and I just go,
No. I seriously want you to understand, like, if you look
It kind of goes back to that whole thing, like, why do you need to be gay? Why don't you just jerk off to your own dick in the mirror?
But look, if you look at Neil Patrick Harris and his husband, they're essentially the same guy.
Yeah, you brought this up before, and I remember looking it up. She's like, "Oh shit, yeah, he's not wrong."
Yeah,
I need to see this for myself.
What? Really?
Well, I've never seen his husband. All right, hold on. Neil Patrick Harris. All right. Let's see. Who's his husband? Oh, his husband is
renowned chef.
David Burkta. Or Burke. Hold on. Oh, they look nothing alike.
Oh my God, you are kidding me. You need to look at the more recent. You need to look at the more recent photos. I'm telling you, they have become. What I'm saying is not looking alike, but if you look at their hairstyles, their you know what I'm saying, their body tone and everything like that, man, they have become.
Oh, they have the same hairstyle, so they must be twins. No,
it's not saying they're twins, but it's just saying you're not looking at what I'm looking at. I'm telling you, you're looking, and you're probably looking at older pictures now that I'm looking at it.
I'm looking at the Wikipedia page.
Look at the images page. Jesus Christ.
All right, fine. All right, search. There we go. Here.
It's not about them really looking alike. It's like them having a certain style and aesthetic that's very similar to each other. It's like they sort of like that.
Okay,
sometimes.
I found a more recent picture. Holy shit.
Investigating gay symmetry. The TEE TV Halloween special. Slightly late.
Okay.
I fucked up so many things. It's so
I
late.
will not dignify
It's not that late.
with a response.
Oh.
I went full Southern character from the Halloween special again.
I'm just saying
it's so good. It's so good.
I'm just saying it's nothing wrong with that. If you're good looking, if you're a guy.
Oh, of course not.
if you're a guy who likes guys,
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
But I'm just saying, if you're a guy who likes guys and you feel like you're a good looking guy and you feel like you can find a guy who looks sort of like you, I guess you might want to see about dating that guy. Unless you feel like you're an asshole, then you wouldn't want to date that guy.
You know what they call that? They call that narcissism.
Oh,
yes, they do. They certainly do.
They do. Really? Because I don't know. That's weird. That's weird.
It's a guy who's obsessed with himself and might as well want to date himself. Yeah, that's called narcissism.
And it kind of ties a little bit into Buffalo Bob.
Yeah.
Buffalo Bob.
I know. I thought it was called Buffalo Bill.
It was Bill.
Yeah, Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo Bob was from Joe Dirt.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I always get them confused. Fucking Joe Dirt. But yeah, I was like, would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. Oh, I'd fuck me hard.
I need to see Joe Dirt again.
Oh my god!
I kind of love that movie.
Was she a great big fat person? Did she look like me? I would. Would you?
Yeah, couldn't imagine you was gay, Damian. Could not imagine you was gay.
I couldn't either. I love Bubs and Vagine way too much. Way too much. Perhaps to an unhealthy level.
Although they would like a bear like you, I just think they.
They would love me. I'm hairy all over, but no, thank you. I'm sorry.
But they will want more. They will want more, classic grizzly bear, not like, zoo shit bear,
How dare you? But I don't know that I understand the comment. I just know I should be offended.
Should you?
Yes, I think zoo shit there's no possible way that has positive connotations.
I mean, it's just the clips of the bears that you see in the zoo that, sometimes they're in the pool, they're in that body of water or whatever.
And they shit all over themselves. Oh, look, he's doing backstroke, but he's covered in shit, but aww. But he wants to get fucked right in his dirty bear asshole. Or fuck some other slightly smaller bear in his less hairy asshole. Whatever the fuck.
Look, really quick. I really wanted to ask a question because I want to do some service to some of our Halloween plans, at least a little bit, while I work. And I'm probably gonna need you guys' help on when it comes to hysteria, at least because I don't know.
You're not getting my help anymore. I'm a zoo shit bear.
No,
fuck you.
Come on, man. Hey, look, you got to understand. It's the hierarchy, okay? Do you understand?
Oh, is it?
Do you understand how he's sitting here? Jim, you see how he does? He writes scripts for me. Want me to talk about how handsome he is, how I'm sitting eating a goddamn popsicle.
I love your reaction when he's like, he's a handsome guy. What's this? It was sort of very knowing, like, yeah, of course he put that in there, but still, what the fuck? Really?
He's an asshole. I know where it begins. It was like I said, I'm eating a popsicle while he's doing fucking hip ups or whatever. I was like, man, like he's a fucking ass. Fucking ass. That's why he never wants me to read. That's why he never wants me to read a head. He's an asshole. That's why he never wants me to read a fucking head. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I always fucking do, because he's an asshole. Never wants me to read a head. Jackass. I swear. That's why I say, man, it's always big bro, little bro shit, bro. I'm the little bro. It's always gonna fucking be that, man. I mean, I don't know. It's like I'm the fucking little bro. That's what big bro does. You know what I'm saying? He's writing the scripts now. That's why he doesn't want me to write the fucking scripts. You know what I'm saying? It's like he doesn't want me writing, helping write the scripts. That's how it's gonna happen. See, I'm Liam, he's Noel. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's gonna work for a little while. I just look good saying shit.
It's just years and years of you're a cunt. No, you're a shit cunt. No, you are.
God. I'm trying to tell you it's fun. But real quick, I really want to ask. I recently heard that some feel like Evil Dead 2 was a sort of retelling, a sort of comic retelling. Oh, it's a comic horror retelling of Evil Dead. You know,
well,
Evil Dead. I didn't know if I felt that way. What?
Like the first, like 5, like the first like 5, maybe 10. I feel like it was only about 5, but the opening of the movie is pretty much a recap / reboot of the first movie. It sort of changes some details and whatnot.
Oh, so I mean, you felt that way all the way through, Charles. You felt that
for the most part, yeah. It felt like it was just a straight up, just like redo of the original movie.
Like the opening is, but then it continues directly on. So it's a little confusing in that way.
But see that's I guess that's where you two part ways. I guess you felt it was a little more of that in the beginning, and I guess he felt like it was pretty much that the whole way through.
Yeah, look, because the opening it recaps the events of the first movie, but I think it erases the fact that the friends were there from memory. The friends weren't there. It was just Ash and his girlfriend going to this cabin, and then shit goes down, and then sort of after the montagey recap kind of thing, it kicks into Ash alone, seemingly after the events of the first movie, and just continues on. So it's a little confusing in that way. But as far as the entire second movie being a rehash, no, definitely not. It's like without that opening sort of segment, it's just a direct continuation.
Huh. Well, this brings an interesting,
far more comedic, yes.
Yeah.
But
well, this brings a very interesting point to this, though. I have to say, it brings us to an interesting moment here. I mean, because no question, I would absolutely love to do, Army of Darkness, for sure.
Well, I've seen the original Evil Dead. I've seen Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn. I've pretty much seen all the Evil Dead movies. I've seen them all, but I would love to watch Army of Darkness again. I love that movie.
And you seen Evil Dead Rise?
I have. I've seen it recently.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually saw it when it first came to streaming. Yeah, I watched it as soon as it went on when it went on streaming services.
Same.
I mean, where were we on that, Damian? Where were we on Evil Dead Rise? Real quick, I mean, did we feel that it satisfied the situation, or did it maneuver around what we were looking for?
I had mixed feelings. Mostly positive, but I definitely recall having mixed feelings.
Because we felt like a couple of kids had to go.
Yeah, I think that was above all. It wasn't quite as aggressive, I guess, as it could have been.
It wasn't. Yeah, it was. It really. She really wasn't visceral on the kids like that, and that's kind of what I wanted. I mean, we can look at it again. I'm see. That's what I would love to go back and look at that again. I just don't want to do. If we're going to really like review and talk about the Evil Dead, I would really much rather, because if this is that much contention on Evil Dead 2, I would really just much rather talk about Evil Dead and then go right to Army of Darkness and then into Evil Dead. Even if we want to do the Evil Dead remake, you know what I'm saying, the one before Evil Dead Rise.
Which I actually, when I was doing a rewatch of all the movies last year, I think it was last year in the lead up to Rise coming out. But I definitely enjoyed the remake more than I did the first time. But I don't know, maybe split it like to do the original trilogy in an episode, then move on to the
To be honest,
the remake and Rise as another one. I don't know.
The only movie that I am not interested in watching again is the original Evil Dead.
Okay, cool. We can just minorly discuss. Like I said, I'm willing to compact and even erase Evil Dead 2 to really discuss the heavier Evil Dead and Army of Darkness in one episode.
The thing is that look, I liked Evil Dead 2 Dead by Dawn. I did like that movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. Army of Darkness, I love that movie. I could watch that movie dozens of times and it still wouldn't get old. The remake I thought was okay. I could probably watch it again. I've only ever seen it once, so I could probably do with a rewatch. Evil Dead Rise I enjoyed, but I've only ever seen it once, so I could probably do it as a rewatch.
Yeah.
The original Evil Dead, the first one, I've only ever seen it once, but I do remember not enjoying the movie.
Well, then that's the challenge that I issue to you, my friend.
Yeah.
The challenge that I issue to you is watching the heavier Evil Dead and just, you know, again, like I think that's probably part of our, I think what sets us apart from, you know, saying from a lot of other shows is that good, bad, or whatever. Like, if we're not gonna like it, we're not gonna watch it. If we're not gonna put in the work, we put in the work. If we're not gonna put in the work, we're not gonna watch it.
Okay.
If we feel like we can't, like with Mission Impossible, we feel like we can't go on, we can't put in the work. I'm not gonna come in here and fake like I watched it. And I felt like I was gonna do that a couple times. Like I was gonna fake like I fucking watched that Mission Impossible, you know what I'm saying, sequel.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh fuck, bro. Like I don't want to fake like I'm watching these shits, man. Like I don't want.
I will say that the last time I watched the original Evil Dead was back during when I was in high school because I rented the movie from Blockbuster.
Look, I challenge you, man. Like just like do what we do, put in the work, and if you don't like it, you can really tell us why you don't like it, and we can
I'll do that.
And we can face up on that and do that. I don't think that, you know, and plus, like I said, if it's really this much contention about Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 Dead by Dawn, we don't even have to trek through all of that. You know, Evil Dead.
Let me see if I can rent it. I don't. Let me see. Well, let me check where I can see I can stream it.
And it was cool because the the editions of Evil Dead 1 and 2 that I've got they got commentary, like solo commentaries by Bruce Campbell, and then I think the other commentary I think is Sam Raimi, but just the pure inventiveness that went into those movies, like both 1 and 2, like 2 that had a much larger budget, but just it's shit you just don't see anymore. What they had to go through to create all that stuff. It's so cool.
Okay.
It relies a lot on you doing a lot. I mean, that's always been part of like me. I don't know how I'm gonna. I feel like I got to get a tattoo that signifies that of doing more with less. I've always been like the type that I've always wanted to be, that type of person that I could do more, you know what I'm saying, with less, with not the greatest equipment, not, you know what I'm saying, not this or that, but I could still be an interesting person. I could still do interesting, talk about interesting shit. And then once I get all of that shit, I'll even be even better because I've always learned how to do more with less.
Yeah. Like the Terrifying movies are a great example. Like what they did, I think the first movie was, I want to say it was about $30,000 budget. And what they did with that was impressive. What they did with $250K for the second movie was infinitely more impressive. The most recent movie, I think, was the weakest of the three, but still a good movie, and I think it was $2 million. And it's cool seeing that kind of, and they've all, like, at least the second two have kind of what I would say are like Evil Dead kind of vibes with certain things. But it's just cool seeing that resurgence of people being creative with horror. Like, yeah, they only have so much to work with, and they're doing pretty incredible things with it. Incredible, insane things.
Okay. Was anybody okay? Were you good? Were you feeling pretty good on the being able to watch that?
Yeah, I am checking the streaming options for all the Evil Dead movies, and it looks like I have access to the streaming service where I can watch them without paying for it. So
cool.
So I can watch them. So yeah.
So like I said, my idea, at least my focus, because I mean you guys are free, of course, to do it how you want to do it. I'm gonna basically kick back into Evil Dead again, and then back into Army of Darkness, and then
are we going to add Ash versus Evil Dead to this?
Like, I'll watch it. I think I said that already in the Telegram, but I'll definitely watch it. Been wanting to give it a go through again for a little while now.
Okay, well, post Halloween type stuff. Okay. Which, by the way, I spent most of Halloween watching, like, you know what I'm saying, doing the Tales from the Crypt marathon.
Nice. The series, I'm guessing.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. No movies. No movies. Just show. Just getting those different perspectives on shows and shit like that. It was great. It was great seeing how certain things, like, oh my God, man. Like,
did you get to the episode with Arnold?
Huh?
Schwarzenegger?
No.
Where he popped up? No, you didn't get to that one.
Where you do what?
I thought that was pretty early, where he was like part of like the I guess the host segments with the Crypt Keeper.
No, I didn't get to those. I don't know, this particular marathon was by some channel. I forget what it was, but they had certain ones.
So it was like sort of like it was just episodes from various seasons.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, even ones that I didn't quite. Some were there's a couple of those very familiar, but there was one that, you know what I'm saying, that sparked back up some memories. But then there was some that was just like okay. Like there was one where Bo Bridges was in it. Bo Bridges and Tony Goldwyn. They were brothers, and they were both working, studying to be doctors and everything like that. But of course, as you know, as it were, you know, Tony Goldwyn has made quite a career for himself of being the good-looking jerk off. You know what I'm saying, in various ways.
Jerk off.
Yeah, you know how it goes with Tony. You know how it is with him. He can always get to the dance, but he never knows how to keep the beat. You know what I'm saying? Like as always, it was like that in Ghost. You know what I'm saying? He can get to the same place as Patrick Swayze's character can, but he can never seem to do the right thing. He never seem to be the kind of guy that can't keep himself out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? It's just like God, like it's always you, huh? Like they always find guys like you. You know what I'm saying? It's like Jesus Christ. And it's like he just never. It's like he finds one way or another. It's like he always finds a way to you know what I'm saying, to fuck things up. So, like one where he fucking like they were both doctors. Like he was trying to help him. He's like he needed his help. You know what I'm saying, with something like he had no idea, because you know what I'm saying, his brother always felt like he was always asking him for help. What are you gonna do when you're in surgery and all this type of shit like that? But his whole thing was an elaborate trick for, you know, in a surprise for his birthday party, at which he ended up having a stroke, partial paralysis, you know, paralysis in his hand and everything like that. He, you know, ended up getting ruined. So he ended up being just kind of like this little goblin, you know what I'm saying, in the, you know what I'm saying, in the development lab, you know what I'm saying, working on shit, getting funded by his brother, you know what I'm saying, act like he's frustrated. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how Tony Goldwyn is. You know what I'm saying? After a while he gets frustrated. Hey, I know I fucked you over, but I've had enough now. I paid my debt back. You know what I'm saying? This is over. You know what I'm saying? It's like, Jesus Christ. Always you. Like, why does always, like, people don't, it's like people liked him, but they didn't like him. You know what I'm saying? It's like people liked him, but they didn't really like Tony Goldwyn all that much, man.
It's like we tolerate you.
Like, it's like they don't like good looking guys. You know what I'm saying? Hollywood at first, they sort of like they had a love-hate relationship with good looking guys like Tony Goldwyn. Like they didn't. It's like, man, we're gonna fucking kick your ass. Like, we're gonna make you president. We're gonna make you one of the dumbest looking presidents there ever was in Scandal, bro. It's like, Jesus Christ. Like, we should be president though. But look, but then put context to it. Kevin James once played the president in some form of content. Like it or not.
He did. He certainly did. Yep.
Which I saw that movie recently, and it wasn't bad.
No, definitely
I enjoyed it. Like, I watched it almost purely because Stone recommended it. Like, it was always on my radar because I'm an Adam Sandler fan, but it wasn't something I was like, oh, I really should get to. Then Stone was like, no, it's a pretty great movie. So I watched it. I was like, I had a lot of fun with that.
It's a mix of eras. It's a mix of nostalgia. Like when you see certain games, like when I was a little kid, that my brother wouldn't let me play. Like all I could do was fucking just sit behind him and watch. You know what I'm saying? While he played the Atari, because that wasn't my era. I was a little fucking kid. He would never let me fucking play shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like that's why my only memory was being able to play The Empire Strikes Back, because I finally got my chance to get my hands on the controller and actually fucking play. You know what I'm saying? For the one time
fucking, like the side-scrolling one, like the Superstar Wars.
It
Man,
was
those
the
games
one
were fucking hard.
The one I can remember on the Atari was the one where you're in the X-wing, and there's like this whole succession of those big ass walking robots with the long legs that's like walking, and you have to try to take them down. So you have to create the technique of having a little cord around and trying to get around them and trying to trip them up and shit like that. You know, so they take them down and everything, but while they're shooting at you and everything like that, and you're trying to fucking maneuver around them. And yeah, that's like the one memory that I have, because that's like the only fucking time I could fucking play the goddamn game. Like, never let me play. Never. Never let me fucking play.
He's like, I'm having fun watching, but fucking
no,
please, give it to me.
No, sometimes he played Pong. And like the only thing that's worse than playing Pong is watching someone else play Pong.
That's almost like watching paint dry. It's like next to.
Frogger wasn't that much better.
Yeah.
Frogger was only slightly better. The only thing that was any good was that cliffhanger one where you was swinging over the fucking alligators or whatever, you know, over the alligators or crocodiles, you know what I'm saying, in a certain, you know what I'm saying, moats and things like that. That was the only thing that was like remotely fun outside of
Pitfall?
Okay, damn it, yes. See, I could never, again, it was not my era. I could never remember the fucking name. You know what I'm saying? But I enjoyed the game when I finally got a chance to play it for once, you know? But yeah, Nintendo, that was Nintendo. I got a game console especially for me, and I almost chucked it because of gyro mic.
Because of what?
Gyromite.
Gyromite. I don't recall that one.
It was the flagship game that came with the Nintendo when you first got it. It came equipped with a robot that supposedly interacted with the game, except it never fucking did. It did whatever it wanted to do, and it never and whatever it fucking did, it never made sense to the game that you were fucking playing, and the game sucked.
Are we talking like the NES, where you had to open the thing up and put the giant cartridges in, or the SNES, which was just like the 64? Just
I'm talking about the flag. I'm talking about when Nintendo first came out. Yeah, that was the regular Nintendo Entertainment System. Yeah,
okay.
With and you slip. Yeah, it was the flagship game was Gyromite. It was a scientist. It was an old scientist and this robot that he was working with, and you played this game, and supposedly the robot that you get, like I said, supposedly interacts with the game. He's supposed to do live shit as a robot that's supposedly going on in the game, supposed to interact with the game, but it never fucking did. Whatever he was fucking doing over there, it never fucking interacted with the game. And the game sucked ass. So I don't even know if maybe he was interacting with the game and nobody just even fucking realized what the fuck he was doing because the game sucked ass and we didn't know what was going on. Nobody knew what the fuck was going on with that game. And it was it sucked. So it was about to be over for Nintendo. And then there was a B-side game that people wasn't paying attention to because the game was supposed to be all about Gyromite. But there was a B-side game that they also fucking offered in there. And that was Super Mario Brothers. And when people started playing Super Mario Brothers, then the rest was history. It's safe because it was about to be done for fucking Nintendo. I was about to be so done with that shit. Like, go to my friend's house and it was the same shit. Like, okay, they had their shit set up because I gave up. They had their shit set up and the shit was doing the same bullshit. It was, what the fuck is it doing? Like what is it doing? And what is this? Like, no one can even figure out what the game was doing. So it was,
like when I got the NES, the game that I didn't have many games for it, but the first one I had, one of the only games was, I don't think it was even. I think it was just Mario Brothers, that first one, but Mario Brothers / Duck Hunt, which had the light gun, which was fucking mind blowing at the time. It's like, wait, so I point the gun at the TV and I could shoot these ducks? Like,
wait a second. It was called Mario Brothers at first.
I think so. I think Super only came with the Super Nintendo. I think.
Okay, wait a second. I gotta do what I always do. Charles, do you have some contribution on this? Was it Mario Brothers or was it Super Mario Brothers always?
Let's see. Are you talking about the first, second, or third game?
First.
Let's see. I think it was. No, it wasn't Super Mario Brothers. It was Super Mario.
It was just Super Mario.
It was Super Mario.
Super Mario.
Actually,
Super
because I
Super
don't think
Mario
Luigi was
Brothers
involved at all.
came later. Super Mario Brothers came later.
Oh, because
because Luigi was implemented at a later date.
Yeah, so it would have been Super Mario / Duck Hunt on the same cartridge.
And
the light gun, which was,
and of course, Mario was not introduced in his own game.
It was Donkey Kong.
It was Donkey Kong originally. Super Mario was introduced in Donkey Kong,
which always freaked me out because I thought I was, because a kid I was like, okay, and then Atari was Atari, and that was that old game, and Nintendo was Nintendo. So like, how in the hell how did he get over here to Nintendo? But I guess maybe they had connections, I guess, but whatever. But
which I always thought was kind of funny that Mario wasn't even originated in his own game, that he actually had to be introduced in somebody else's game.
Yeah.
But no, I don't remember what game Luigi was introduced in, but I know it wasn't the original Mario game.
Yeah, I can't even remember how many were actually on the original Nintendo console.
Yeah. Hell,
I
I'm
can't remember.
trying to even remember when Yoshi was introduced. I think Yoshi was
Yoshi was
Was it
Super
the second?
Mario World? Well, no,
I
Super
think it
Mario
was
Brothers
I
2
think
or
it was the
3, I
second.
think,
I think it was the second one. I think it was the second Super Mario when Yoshi
because
was
it was
introduced.
like Yoshi's Island, I think it was called.
Yeah, it
I
was
think
something
that
like
was
that. Yeah,
the first one.
yeah. Because I remember I was at my babysitter's house, and she had a SNES, or it was an NES. I don't remember which one.
S&M
And
package. Okay, S&M package. Woo.
oh
Oh,
my god!
No.
And we were playing one of the Mario games, and I remember enjoying playing the Mario games, and we were having a lot of fun with it, me and the other kids. So yeah, there was a bunch of us at this house. There was like, I don't know, like 6 or 7 kids at this house. Like, she was watching all of us.
S&M and ESN.
No, but okay. Look. This was like a woman and her
Morning,
husband
baby.
that were like watching like 6 or 7 kids. So yeah.
Yeah, Nintendo didn't quite hold ground, and the Switch, and I mean,
Oh no,
they
no. She had other game consoles.
no,
She had a Nintendo system, and she had a Sega Genesis.
no. I wasn't saying that. I would
And
just
I think one kid had a Sega Game Gear too.
I was just thinking about the comment that he was saying. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, Nintendo did evolve and pretty much became almost all about Mario for the most part.
Yeah, but I think Switch is still the best-selling console of this new generation, I think.
Yes, because
now you're able.
PlayStation and Xbox are both underperforming right now.
But
It's
why?
sort of like you got Switch up here, and there's PlayStation. I don't think it's too far behind. Xbox is fucking way down.
Oh
But they
yeah,
have been
Xbox
years
is dead
now.
last right now. They're dead
And
last.
like last generation, they just got fucking murdered.
Oh yeah, the Xbox One generation was just like ooh.
Because you can't do game consoles like cars, though. That's the one thing that you cannot do game consoles like cars. Like every year, you think you can come out with a new thing, and like people are supposed to be spending like another $700 to get it. It's like crazy.
Nintendo sucks as a company because they are so obsessed with suing anybody who even just gets inches away from potentially infringing on their copyrights or patents.
Regardless, like all that stuff is for them. But if you could focus on making better games instead of worrying about the goddamn console, you know what I'm saying? Then it wouldn't be such it would be such a shitty situation where you gotta lay people off. Focus on the games, less on the fucking console, less on fucking memory and all this bullshit, and focus on making better games. Like you made into a complete fucking racket where you can't even get games anymore in a CD form. Like you gotta fucking download and buy every goddamn thing. And keep downloading more shit.
Physical media is getting pushed out, and it's all about digital now.
Because it's a racket. Because it's not that it has to be. It's a fucking racket. It's a fucking racket, though. I'm sorry.
It absolutely is.
When I see what my son goes through, like even having the Xbox and then having the stuff that he has to have just to have certain things, like it's a racket, a complete goddamn racket. It really is.
I've had an Xbox. I got an Xbox One S. I've had it for I don't know how many years now. I pretty much never use it to play games. I fucking hate it. And I basically just use it to watch stuff off hard drives. But my God, it's an infuriating console. Like there's just random 4 gig system updates that do nothing every seemingly few weeks, so I haven't updated it in a long time.
Yeah.
Like it's just there's so many just shit things about it. And I can't imagine they've improved that at all with the newer stuff. It's probably the same fucking crap. It's like I tried to play a CD on it the other day, which I used to be able to do, but now nope. Won't let me. I gotta download like 8 gig of patches just for the system. download an app that may or may not work based on what I looked at. Just stinks. Then, man, I mean, PlayStation's doing better, but even then, just the price of the PS5 Pro is fucking nuts. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's like
$700.
yeah, it's like I think it's 1,200 or 1,100 here.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, I think anyone who decides to buy the PlayStation 5 Pro is a moron. And yeah, just I'm not going to get the PS5 Pro. Fuck that shit. I'm not buying it.
No, like I could like if I get anything, I'll probably get just a regular PS5. I could trade in my Pro and PS4 Pro, and I think get like half off or something like that. But
Yeah.
if I were to go for the Pro, I would get maybe $100 off or something pathetic. Like it's just not even worth
To be
it.
honest, with the $700 that I could spend on a new PS5 Pro, I'd rather have that money go towards upgrades for my PC. That's it.
Yeah, and that's where it's getting to the point of, which is like that's the whole reason I've been buying consoles all these years, is because it was so much cheaper. I don't have to worry about upgrading it or anything until the next one comes out or whatever.
Well, you
but
don't
now
even
it's
need
just
to
like
do that. It's just like if you're gonna build a PC, you might as well just plan for the future so that you don't need to upgrade unless it's like once every 8 to 10 years.
See, you see why I like you see why I like doing shows with you guys. You see this? This is what I'm talking about here. Who else can I do a lot of these shows with?
With a console, sure, you don't need to buy a new console unless it's once every generation, which is like
But
anywhere
no,
between.
but that's not the game that's not the game they're playing anymore. That's why everybody's fucking going insane right now. And other shit. And then the one idea that they used to have where you could at least say, you know what? I can buy this game and then at least, or I can buy this console and at least backtrack the games that I have. You know what I'm saying? From the other console to this game, they don't even do that anymore. They're just shitty.
No,
it's a whole fucking racket, man.
Yeah, but here's the funny thing about what's been going on with Xbox and PlayStation. This past year, they've released no fucking games, none.
Because when they're so like pulled apart at this point, so stretched out, and like I said, they're always trying to develop the damn console, and they're doing too much to develop these damn games. You know what I'm saying? And everything like that, man. It's just
it's the Hollywood problem, which I recall. I think it was a former Sony CEO. It's just like relying on blockbusters is killing this industry.
Yeah.
Like if you're expecting that, okay, we're going to spend several $100 million on this game, and it's got to make absurd amount of money, and that's the only thing we're putting our stock into.
But within a day, a bunch of people will download a game where guys are running with stick figures running around slapping people and hiding in boxes. People.
Exactly. That's the thing. Like, yeah, you can't just be like, okay, it's only you got to diversify things, otherwise, it's death. It's you're giving yourself a death sentence.
Well, I mean, take a look at games that have come out recently on PC, mind you, because I don't think these games are released on console. You have games like Vampire Survivors. You have Thank Goodness You're Here. You have UFO 50. I mean, these are all indie titles, and they are weird. These games are weird, and they are weird in a good way. They are so fun. They are so much fun.
And it's where you get a lot more inventive, like kind of to go back to what we were talking about with Evil Dead before. It's like you see people doing more with less.
Yeah,
because you have
what's the word I can use to describe these types of games? They're experimental. They are. They upset what is considered to be the standard.
Okay.
It's like
Yeah.
Are the graphics are the graphics, do they look like they're worth 300 million? Maybe
No.
not.
No.
But does that matter? No.
No.
Not at all.
God, I like Tecmo Bowl so much better when I couldn't see the fucking guys.
Shit.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I like Tecmo Bowl so much better when I couldn't see the fucking guys. Say what you want about me. Like I could play football, and it's like, do I really need to be down there at the ground level and need to see
Oh,
fucking
you're talking
Antonio
about
Brown?
the football game. Okay,
Yeah.
for a second there, I wasn't sure what you were talking about.
Yeah, the old school football game where it was just like the only way you knew guys were different because of their positions. Almost everybody looked the fucking same. It's just like you knew it was different because you knew Barry Sanders was different because, oh yeah, you see Barry Sanders running, he get the ball. You know, it's like you know certain things, but it's like, man, I don't know. Double dribble was better when you couldn't see the guys except when they were dunking. And it really wasn't them. It was like some sort of like played up, you know what I'm saying? Some sort of played up image, you know, some imagery of a guy dunking. It was awesome to me. Like that was good enough. Like I never felt like it was dated. It was just, come on, man. Like we're playing the game. I'm able to fucking shoot threes from half court and bomb it. It was fucking fun. Once you figured out the whole thing. I mean, it's like, I don't know. Games were more fun because like people gave more to the details and less to the graphics. And this is gotta look this way and look that way. And then games became shitty. And then people kept relying on something that people thought was good because they were too scared to try to say, let's invent something else that was actually good, or to take a chance on something. Like nobody wants to create the next Sonic. Nobody wants to create the next Sonic the Hedgehog. Nobody wants to create the next, you know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to create the next Zelda for real. Like not for real. You know. They want Final Fantasy. They want fucking Assassin's Creed forever. They, you know what I'm saying, fight for, you know what I'm saying, kill, you know what I'm saying, assassinate forever. You know what I'm saying? They want fucking GTA criminals forever. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait till GTA Fed time.
Yeah, that's why whenever somebody that I know that is not technically into gaming but is like looking to get into gaming, I strongly will advise them to jump in to the indie gaming scene. I will always recommend that. Go into the indie gaming scene, stay away from AAA gaming.
For the most part. Like I've got my fingers crossed for GTA 6. Like
see?
This don't like just
this
because
life.
like
this is life. This is life.
They've given me so much greatness over like throughout my gaming life for the last 20 something years, but it's mostly shakeups in the company with certain like important creative people that gives me a bit of pause. But
it doesn't
like Red Dead Redemption 2, amazing game. GTA 5, amazing game. The online is, you know, it's enjoyable for a while. You get bored. But
let me ask you a question. Did you guys ever get to really experience that game Manhunt?
Oh yeah.
No,
I
never
played it through several times, including on the hardest difficulty, which was I tried that again when I got it on my PS4, and I was like, how the fuck did I ever do this? I guess I used to have a lot more patience or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I never played it.
Oh, it's so good.
Mostly because I wasn't allowed to when it came out.
I mean, I got it because it was banned in my country, and I think it was mostly banned in Europe. I don't think it was banned in the US, but
no, it wasn't. It was because I wasn't allowed to because my parents were smart and they did their research and they were like, "Nope, we're not buying you this."
Oh, so my parents were stupid? How dare you, sir?
No, it's just I don't.
I got that in.
I don't.
I got that in Max Payne 2 for my birthday one year, like on the same day, and I think it was like just before Manhunt was banned. So I would have been, I would have been 12, 13, something like that. But yeah, good times. Good times indeed.
So let me ask you real quick, out of concern and for all of us, but especially you, Damien, in your time frame. What time? So are we looking at since the time went back an hour for us and everything
Yeah,
like that?
which I only realized earlier when I was thinking, like, I was like, oh, okay, I guess Stone hasn't replied, so we're not doing a 9:15 show. Then Jim's like, we can still do 9:15. Then I looked at like the thing. I was like, oh fuck it, god damn it, daylight saving. It's got me again.
So what's
So
it
it's
like? Are you in the past or are you in the future now?
it is 5:26 Monday morning.
Oh, so you're in the future.
The future, yes.
Okay.
Well, you in the future, are you still looking to get some sleep?
Yeah, eventually.
No, okay, because I definitely think what we thought again, and it's like I explained. I just got finished explaining, and like most of the people who know and who watch this, they know how we are. We have well intentioned to maybe do an hour or two or whatever, but again, we're really friends. We really like hanging around each other, and we really like talking about this stuff. So it ends up stretching out longer than, and then when we have Jim, who always gives us great content, great reason to stay even longer sometimes with the content and things that he contributes, like giving us those meaty clips of our special and how that worked out very funnily in a way.
Yeah.
very much Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn, excuse me.
Yeah.
You know, it was very much in that it definitely had elements of trying to be heavy, creepy horror, but then there was some funny moments there. I mean, it was real good. So so again, I just want to offer up at this point because I know I got some things that I need to be a part of, and I know it's getting pretty early for you, and so just want to say I know it was a Sunday, it was an impromptu thing, so I just want to make sure that we can call it now, especially being that we got our plan together for next, for next Saturday and everything like that. So
yeah.
So where you guys stand about rounding out now?
Yeah, I think we can call it.
I do just want to present one thing,
Okay.
which is a joke I've told several times over the last however long I've been doing shows with you guys, FGTZ, whatever the fuck. But it's a joke from a Ninja Turtles joke book I bought when I was stoned years ago that apparently came out in 1990. But let me just try and bring this up. But it's a joke that it's like, okay, so this was in a kid's joke book, you say? All right, let's... So keep in mind, Ninja Turtles joke book from 1990. How did the man kill himself in the Turtles' headquarters? He committed suicide.
That's in a kid's book?
It is. I've been trying to find my book. I can't find it, but I found the page online, and there it is.
Well, that is a funny haha. Or
It's
funny.
It's more funny.
It kind of makes you tilt your head and go, huh? It's like, this isn't a kid's book. It's like,
once upon a time, they, as an answer for little boys who were absolutely detested Cabbage Patch Kids, they came out with Garbage Pail Kids. These trading cards that were some of the most disgusting, freaky, disturbing, but for boys like myself, I enjoyed. I had a bunch of those cards. Oh my god, I had tons of those fucking cards.
Oh, I know about Garbage Pail Kids. I know about that.
Yeah, I remember it sort of went down a little bit of a rabbit hole at one point years ago because I'd heard about it so much. seen examples, and I just looked through a bunch on the internet, and I was like, God damn.
It just played into the detestment, but of situations. It's like with, I don't know, Batman with the Joker. I mean, it just played into certain kids' detestment of like that prevalent thing. Like, yeah, let's push the Joker now. There's gonna be some kids who are gonna really love the Joker because they detest Batman so much. You know what I'm saying? Because of his presence. Just like with Cabbage Patch, like, yeah, that's why these garbage pail kids. It's like disgusting. And boys are gonna fucking love it. Because that's how much they hate Cabbage Patch Kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, yes. And when I think about the event that was my sister getting her Cabbage Patch Kid, and I mean the event that it was, the certification letter and all of this shit that was the event of her getting her Cabbage Patch Kid. Like, I was like, oh my fucking God. You know what I'm saying? Like what is this shit
across
here?
the room pointing at it like, fuck that shit. That is bullshit. It's evil.
No, I didn't say too much. I just kind of just watching my head. I'm just kind of looking at the whole event that this thing was, the certifications, oh my God. I'm like,
what is this?
The ceremony of this thing. I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, this thing is ugh. This is like, ugh. And then when the Garbage Pail Kids came out, I'm like, yeah, I totally into that. I'm like, yeah, I had fucking stacks upon stacks upon stacks of fucking. Every time I could save up money, I was going to get just more Garbage Pail Kid shit and just making sure I had a different one every goddamn time. I want to make sure all my shits were different. You know what I'm saying? I traded with my friends because we were all into them. Because again, we all hated Cabbage Patch Kids, so we all traded to make sure that we all had different ones. We didn't want to have the same matching ones all the damn time, repetitive ones. You know, like yeah, it was yeah. But that's what I close. Oh my God, why do I close out on that? That's so weird. Closing out.
Oh,
to
you
say,
got your certification certificate. How about these? Spread just like 10 cards.
I guess it's closing on the kid stuff. It's like, trust me, there have been some weird things that kids have been allowed to have. I'm sorry, like candy cigarettes that blow out smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that was that was a weird time.
I remember those.
Yeah, that was a weird time. You know, candy cigarettes that blow
I
out
had
smoke.
those, but I did have candy cigarettes when I was a kid that were called fags. No shit. Which were later renamed to fads.
No, I don't know what they were called, but
P with a D.
But they would have us.
But
they would have us at the bus stop pretending to be our parents. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Smoking candy cigarettes and blowing smoke out like we're, you know what I'm saying? Like we were a parent, like we're adults just sitting there waiting on the bus. Like it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous every time I think about it. Like every time I think, like yeah, but the point that's being made is that, trust me, that joke when you think about certain things that they were willing to allow us to fucking have, you know what I'm saying, it was just, you know, amaze ball sometimes. But yeah, but
yeah, there's certain changes you're like, okay, yeah, I get that. It's definitely probably much better for the kids. Other things is like, oh, they've been deprived of this. That sucks.
And that is the comedy, the horror, and the ironic irreverence that is Halloween and life, folks. And that has been our slightly late Halloween special.
It has been.
I have been
happy Halloween. We can't even say that anymore. Happy, you go. You had something to say.
Happy Samhain. Okay. We can. I don't know when. We don't know when that begins or ends. So we can at least say Happy Samhain because we're still in the fall season and everything like that. So I'll terrorize you and creep on you for that. So Stone Cold Killer here. I am me. You know what I'm saying? Killing the holidays for you. Killing the holidays.
I am the devil, which was for an intro bit that I had planned and didn't actually go through with. So actually, maybe. Hold on a second. I'll do a terrible version of it.
And thanks to Eli Roth, we will have a special Thanksgiving. I will be looking to do a special Thanksgiving review of Thanksgiving and many other possible, you know what I'm saying, ridiculously brutal, you know what I'm saying, movies are centered around Thanksgiving, but I will definitely be looking to traditionalize Eli Roth's Thanksgiving for Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, he did do that movie, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Don't take too long there, pal. This is the closeout time. Oh,
it's me, the devil. I was meant to be here in the beginning. Anyway, thanks for joining. This has been TEE TV with me, the devil, Stone, the mysterious man of mystery, or something. Charles Whedon, the feeder of buckets. Anyway, this has been TEE TV. Goodbye.